What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well. You know, I was thinking to myself recently about the, you guys remember when I covered the fucking internet anarchist stuff? You guys remember that? How he was going to Thailand to get some easy action? I was just thinking about that recently. I'm just like, in what world could, like, an Australian white guy who's making fucking racks in terms of money not able to get pussy in his home country that he needs to go fly to Thailand? Like, bro, come on. Like, you should be swimming in it, all right? Like, I'm broke as fuck, dude, and I don't have a problem like that. Shirt open is crazy. It's hot in here, man. It's hot in here. Glad you need to calm down with all the streams you're watching. I'm at work being an adult. Can't wait to see what's going on to come out to this stream. Well, you know, I've been kind of away this week. I haven't really been doing many streams, right? And I've been exploring just all the drama topics that are happening. We got some Just a Robot. We got the Hawk Tua. We got fucking Yay. We got like so much that's happened this past week, right? I heard OnlyFangs also had some ridiculous deaths. Ethan Klein is in a lawsuit from a housekeeper. The reality of that is like up in the air. So like the gist of it that I got from a preliminary reading is that Ethan says that the nanny or the house cleaner was a bitch, basically, and then the house cleaner is like, they wouldn't let me get a surgery. But yeah, so I've been exploring just a lot of seeing what's out there, just looking around. But I feel like some of Kanye's tweets are not visible, by the way. I just went looking to see his tweets. He's got a lot of them that are gone. I saw Dude, this is a wild tweet from the Kanye West. I wanted to make this t-shirt for years. My greatest performance piece thus far. So if you guys aren't on Twitter, Kanye's come back and he's like gone off the deep end. He's just like, I'm a Nazi. And he was like, free P. Diddy. Right? Free P. Diddy. And that's just what's been going on with Kanye. There's some real bangers of tweets in there. Where was it? Oh, there was one about here. Let me confirm this isn't a parody. That's at Kanye West. That's gotta be him. That's him. That's him. That's him. That should have some of his other tweets on there. Sorry, guys. Light mode Andy over here. Last night, Kanye West tweeted something about like fat bitches are like. He said something like fat bitches sexually offend me or something. President Sunday is streaming his second response to his editors. I literally could not care. I don't care. If I need to hear about stuff that's happening with Westside Tyler and related parties for the next 40 years, I'm going to quit. Let's see. Fuck, I can't find it. When I do fashion shows, I don't use fat people. I don't like how they look in clothes, and they look even worse out of clothes. But yeah, so Kanye's been talking about how the Jews are actually like trying to fuck him up, and they're trying to like take him over. Shout out to my white N-words on the subject of being taken from out of the blue. One of my white supremacist homies told me his boy had land outside of Orange County that the government seized and he couldn't do anything about it. Me, when I have friends who are schizophrenic. The Jews love to take ownership over shit they didn't make or own. Oh my God. Looking much browner than I remember, white race savior. Let's see. I want to get back to what he was talking about. The Jews. Pardon me, I meant fuck everybody. Keep broke opinions to a minimum like your bank account. Is this not a too mad tweet? Is this not a too mad tweet, chat? This is too mad coded as fuck. All right? Too mad would tweet like this before he died. All right? Somebody's got to check on Kanye. Make sure he's not loading up Overwatch 2, okay? That might actually put him in the ground. He played like, you know, Kanye played like over 100 hours of The Last of Us. There's not 100 hours of content in The Last of Us for you to play The Last of Us that long. All right. Someone pointed out February 13th was when 2Mad died, so yeah, I made the joke in the Discord server that 2Mad's corrupted Kanye like the symbiote, okay? You know who hates black people the most? Black people. You know who kills the most black people? Black people. Yeezy does not hire fat or ugly people, followed by a picture of Manjaro. Oh boy. Diesel, I think you've mentioned 2Mad every stream for several weeks. Yeah, well, I don't want him to leave his mortal coil. His soul is still attached to his body 6 feet under now. I don't want him leaving, okay? He doesn't get to go up or down. He gets to sit right there at that graveyard. Let's see. Oh, he by the way, he's friends with Mexican white supremacist Nick Fuentes.
And I'm really eager to talk about what's happening with Ye because it's so awesome.
What do you mean? I mean, I guess that's not surprising, but it's like, brother, they put you in the camps.
Just awesome. And I don't mean to glaze. I know my audience is super racist. And when I praise a black person, they go, oh.
I know my audience is super racist. I know we're all racist here, but.
You know, you like this black guy, but it's just true.
Isn't it wild that Destiny sucked his dick?
The world sucks.
And Destiny sucks you.
Everything that we're getting is fake. Everything that we're getting is shit. And once in a while, we get something that's really awesome.
We're all racist, but this guy is the exception.
It's just real. We have a world of fakers, posers, people trying to sell us on garbage. Nobody's honest. Nobody's real. Everybody's
and then here's Ye being real. No, he's on nitrous, okay? This is nitrous oxide.
Get one over on you. Everybody's trying to be perceived a certain way. And once in a while, rarely, we just get something that's awesome. We get something that's actually good, actually cool, real. And almost all the time it comes from one person. It comes from Ye.
And I almost never see this, by the way. I see a lot of horrible things on Twitter, and I almost never see post get this. Visibility limited. I've never seen that. I've seen the most esoteric racist, okay? There's a non-0% chance that Milo and Ye fucked Nick or whatever. Fucked by Nick. It might be tunnel buddies. Oh. I love being an N-word and saying the word Hitler out loud. It's worth all the billions in the world. I don't even understand what that means in like the context of like being a professional racist. To all broke ass N-words trying to call me or my friends to tell what to say, what the big space here. You are broke and have no power, especially no power over me. My kid's school sucks. Any N-word that don't like Trump is an F-slur. You guys remember that Reddit post where the guy's like, why is your profile picture a swastika? And it's like, and the guy responds, looks hard. Bitches get away saying anything to these F-slur ass N-words. If there's gonna be a stream where Diesel says the N-word, it's this one, but I get the pass, chat. I get one. I have the Bracunda right there, okay? I got the card. Bitches really be wanting to be with someone else half the time. Bitches only pick their partner based on money. Bitches choose money over dick size. He's going through it, okay? He's going through it. Kim left, and he's really upset, guys. Thank you for sending me that, cat. Bitches deserve to get slapped sometimes. So me when I tweet, sometimes I tweet and sit back and say, damn, that's fire. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate the term Trump supporter. I never heard the term Biden supporter. There's a lot of offensive things on here that he's saying. I think right now, while he's having this manic episode, we should put him on Joe Rogan. That is a really good idea, Cloudy. We should give him unfettered access to a live hot microphone so we could just listen to things that come out of his mouth. Can we get a 24/7 stream of what Kanye is saying? I hate photos of me looking overweight too. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. So I have a theory. I kind of feel like, have you guys ever heard of the Black Israelites, chat? Have you heard of the Black Israelites? I did an old video on them nobody watched because nobody cared about it, but here, I think there's a really good Vice article about them, actually. Yeah, so there's this it's from 2014, right? And the Black Israelites, if you guys aren't familiar, are like a radical sect of African Americans, particularly, that the like when we talk about the Yakub stuff, this is where it comes from, right? So it's like, oh, white people are a creation of the devil. They were made and like the original. So the idea is like the original 13 tribes of Israel are all like black people, right? And that the ones regarding like the Jews, right? The Jews that live in Israel are fake and are actually created by Yakub to take the black people out of the holy city. But so basically what comes about from this like cult is like a really like authoritative, like women need to stay in the kitchen, black people are like magic and like all this crazy shit, right? But there's a lot to them, and this article is really fucking funny. But of course most of it doesn't fucking work anymore because everything gets old on the internet and depreciates. In case you missed it, neo-Nazis were supposed to take New York City and much of America by storm on March 15th. It was part of a scheme hatched on a white supremacist, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what is this? Why is this entire webpage just like blank? Hold on. I used to have this on like... This is clearly because I have ad block turned on. Let me turn it off and then refresh the fucking page. Or no, the entire article is just depreciated. Use Firefox's reader mode. This is what reader mode looks like, by the way. All right. When I asked a strange group of men who were in charge, I was directed towards a robed gentleman who said, "People call us the Black Israelites, but that's not right. We're the Israelites." Their garments read, "Israelites united in Christ" in the front, and blah, blah, blah. So then basically this article talks about how he goes to go hang out with these guys, right? And when he gets there, they start telling them, like they start telling this white journalist about their views, right? So Southern Poverty Law, which tracks hate groups in the United States, notes that plenty of them, and this includes the Saints in Christ, are neither explicitly racist nor anti-Semitic and do not advocate violence. Nevertheless, the SPLC has expressed concern over the extremist wing of the religion that has grown up since the Crowdy days. Along with the Nation of Islam, whose leader, Louis Farrakhan, has made disparaging remarks against the Jews. Southern Poverty Law classifies this wing of the Black Israelites religion as a hate group, right? So this is like this is getting, I will say this from my experience looking at the internet, this has gotten more popular, right? They said that God is coming back to enslave and murder all white people. Right? And so this is where like all the fucking insane shit comes from, right? Because the idea is that Yahweh created these demons. This is where the term white devil comes from, right? And like not Yahweh, Yakub creates these demons, right? And what's crazy about this is that the Black Israelites, so do you guys, there's like that fucking Vice documentary about the cannibal warlords of Liberia, right? And there's General Butt Naked, right? So you've all probably heard of General Butt Naked if you watch that video, right? But General Butt Naked turned around and he became a preacher, right? And the Black Israelites see a lot of value in somebody like General Butt Naked, right? And so they were trying to recruit General Butt Naked so that way they could take the Black Israelite mission to Liberia and to Africa, right? General Butt Naked is new to me. Okay, so this requires outside knowledge. Does he have a Wikipedia page? General Butt Naked. Okay, so General Butt Naked. Here we go. See, the fucking pictures work on other sites. So General Butt Naked is a guy who is called Joshua Milton Bly, right? But what he would do is that he would fight butt naked, right? So in the Liberian Civil War, all the generals and the warlords each had their own thing. They all had like different themes, right? Because it instilled fear in their fighting. And it'd basically go around with all these war bands fighting in Liberia. And Liberia is partially the United States' fault for why it's as bad as it is, right? But General Butt Naked, his whole shtick was that he was a cannibal. There was a lot of cannibals in Liberia at the time. And he would run around with a child army of naked child soldiers, and they would get into fights. And so what they would do is they'd kidnap a child, have a ceremony where they eat the child's heart, and then that would be what they use to empower them so the bullets wouldn't hurt them, right? And there's other generals as well. There's General Mosquito Spray, you know, like wrestlers, right? There's General Bin Laden, because your name should be scary, and who's scarier than Bin Laden in a post 9/11 world? And so basically that's what would go on, right? And after the Liberian Civil War ended, there ended up being a lot of this poverty and all these young men, basically, that were running around not knowing what to do with themselves because there was no fucking conflict going on. So Joshua Bly apparently saw Christ or I think he saw the Virgin Mary. So he saw the Virgin Mary, and the Virgin Mary it was either the Virgin Mary or Christ, and they said, oh, you need to turn away from this life or you're going to die. And so he did, right? And he ended up becoming a preacher where he would take in a bunch of those like war orphans and stuff, and he would basically add them to his parish. And so he changed his life for the better, right? He has routinely argued that he is a war criminal, and many people have as well. And he should probably have been tried in The Hague, but that's probably never going to happen. Anyway, that's who General Butt Naked is. Whether or not you think he's a changed man or not is your own personal prerogative. If you haven't seen it, watch Vice's Guide to Liberia. It is one of the best pieces of Vice journalism that they have ever done, in my opinion. Diesel was raided part of General Butt Naked's army. Which MGS game was this in? Right. And so whether or not you think this guy, and he became like a born again Christian. That's the type of preacher he is. So if you guys have ever seen the Western idea of like a black people church, right? If you've ever heard of that, you know, where they're singing gospel music and praising the Lord and stuff like that, that's the kind of preacher he's become, right? So whether or not you think this cannibal is worthy of redemption or not, and he's allowed to be a preacher, is your prerogative. I think what he did was pretty awful. I don't know. Anyway, the point of the matter is that the black Israelites who think that they like believe in the Jewish question, right? So the Jewish question is that Jews control the world, yada, yada, yada. Basically the same thing Nazis believe, a lot of the same thing the black Israelites believe. Black Israelites and a few other like denominations like the Nation of Islam, they like a bunch of them like believe in segregation. And they don't believe in race mixing, and the Jews are like a creation of a evil entity and stuff like that. So these guys, the black Israelites, were like, damn, this fucking Joshua Bly guy, everybody wants to listen to what he has to say. And so they kept trying to make missions to go and basically bring General Butt Naked into their church, so that way they could spread the message to Africa, because the black Israelite movement is more popular here in the United States than it is over in Africa, and they'd want to expand out. It's part of their mission, right? So they think that General Butt Naked would be a good way to start because he's such a prolific reformed person, right? But that I see a lot of that coming out of Kanye personally, which all this to say, I wouldn't be surprised, right, if that's like where he's gotten it from, right? Because I've definitely seen it be much more open in like black culture, right, to share and spread those kind of things, right, about like the Jews control the world and that like all that stuff. That's a lot more common in spaces that you and I don't see, right? But I've definitely seen it before. And I definitely see a lot of that coming from Kanye, in my opinion. Especially in New York. Yeah, it's really popular here. It's really popular here. But damn, has Kanye fallen off. I don't think it matters that he made graduation anymore, chat. I don't think it matters that he made graduation anymore. Dude, I can't get over this tweet, dude. This tweet is insane. I went to his website to see if I could buy this shirt, by the way. Right? And it's not on here yet. It's not on here yet. What is this feels a little, some of these feel a little racist in like tone. Am I wrong in saying that looks a little racist? What's that say? I can't read the typeface he puts on his clothes. I mean, this one I can definitely read. Actually, I wasn't like, let's say hypothetically I went to purchase this. Let's say hypothetically I went to purchase this. Okay? Right? First of all, the sizing is 1, 2, or 3, which I don't know what that means. Right? But it's only $20 for this. Right? It's only $20 for this. So if I wanted to, I could buy this. I'm not going to do that, by the way, but I could. It's not that expensive to buy his clothes on here. It's that it resells for a lot of money. He also says that we should free Diddy. You know, alleged prolific sex criminal P. Diddy. I don't even know. What is this? What is this? I don't know what that is. Those are clearly Greek letters. But yeah, you could buy the Yeezy stuff for cheap. It's the reselling that makes it expensive. He also defended Cosby. George Bush doesn't care about black people was the last honest thing Ye said. But I think, is this the Diddy shirt? I think that is the Diddy shirt. This one is wild, though. I could totally see some white guy in Bushwick wearing this, though. Or some racially ambiguous fellow in Brooklyn, you know? That's an insane shirt. But yeah, that's also why his clothes ends up like reselling for a lot. It's all gray. It's grippy sock jail clothes. I can imagine someone wearing that in Cleveland. You guys haven't been to Brooklyn enough and it shows. Okay. You haven't been to Brooklyn enough and it shows. Anyway. I made some good ass fried rice. Weird time to be eating fried rice, you know? You know what they say. All right, let me pull up the Hawk Tua thing since we're here. Hawk Tua. Hold on. I want to find. Hey, KJ, you know that guy? I'm on a racism kick today. That was a horrible thing to say. I'm on a racism kick today. You know that pasty white guy who was like, I'm afraid of black people? You know that I'm afraid of black people guy? A new Epsilon Nation. What is this? Okay, what is this? Okay, KJ found out whatever it is. What is this? Is this like a what am I copyright music? Okay, I'm gonna play it anyway, whatever. Okay, it's just Kanye music. Enter. So, what does this have to do with anything? Why is Kanye promoting this? Interesting. Is it, do they have like prolific black entrepreneurs in it? I have no fucking idea. Okay. Interesting. Okay. It's a weird thing for him to promote. And most of the website doesn't work. What does this have to do with anything? Why is Kanye putting this black men's fraternity on his clothes? I like the page turning sound. Diesel focus. Look deeper. What do you mean look deeper? Spit it out, Draft. Why are you speaking in tongues? It's all connected. Enhance your mind. Zoom into pictures. These are literally just pictures. These are literally just, it's Kanye Quest. I am on a Kanye Quest right now. Like, I don't... You guys remember when Mama Max tried to portray the Kanye Quest thing as something, like, legitimate? You're not focusing. Okay. See, I would bet that it's like, oh, maybe this is like a fraternity that had P. Diddy in it, right? Or maybe this was a fraternity that had like specific... There is literally no voices. You are losing your mind. I'm literally being one guide about this right now.
When you say
Hmm.
when you say
Hold on. There we go. There we go. Hold on. I want to look at this guy's channel because it had been... I kept like skimming over it and I kept like not ever covering it. Fucking when was this? I found okay. I found another quarter. This is another quartering homunculus. And apparently is this it? Is this it? I gotta check. Hold on. I'm looking for a thing right now. Yes, another quartering homunculus. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Okay. I never covered this because it was just like I was having like a busy week that week or something, or I guess it was over the holidays, so I was pretty disfocused by the time it hit me. But this is... I'm just going through and I'm covering stuff I haven't had time to, so if it seems like I'm all over the place, it's just because I have a big list and I'm just going to whatever suits my brain, okay? Where this is like the ADHD maxing stream, okay? I haven't seen this guy yet. This is new to me. So apparently this guy is like super omega racist, and it hit my brain because I was thinking of Kanye, right? And I just remembered like a really pasty looking white kid talking about how he's afraid of black people. And so so now we're here.
invent Batman in the brand new... So DC has decided to reinvent Batman in the brand new series, Absolute Batman. Many people are saying it's amazing, it's a breath of fresh air.
This shit is gas, man.
Wrong.
This shit is gas. badass. Like, is this what DC meant when they said DC all in?
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm here to tell you if that's the truth. Spoiler alert, it's not at all. It's literally one of the worst takes on Batman ever. Quick disclaimer before I start. This isn't some rage bait video. I'm not lying to get your attention. I'm telling you my opinion, which I believe is the truth. That this, A, is not Batman, and B, is an absolute dumpster fire. This comic is a disgrace to creators like Frank Miller, Jeff Loeb. This isn't the Batman they envisioned. I know.
Oh, he's Irish. Holy Irish.
Take on the character, but what this does ruins the character entirely. So this
This comic ruins the character entirely. Disclaimer, I'm afraid of black people.
comic strives to reinvent the world of Batman in every way possible. What if a bodybuilder engineer dude became Batman? Yeah, that's not badass. I'm sorry. I don't find that.
What if a bodybuilder engineer dude became... Excuse me? What do you mean? Like Batman isn't yoked up the ass? I don't...
badass engineers to reinvent the world of Batman in every way possible? What if a bodybuilder engineer dude became Batman? Yeah, that's not badass. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Somebody who's smart and can kick ass? What do you mean?
Find that badass. I don't find that different, unique.
I mean, it's not different, really. Batman's always been, like, shredded, but, like, what does that mean about anything?
entertaining. It's just cringy. There's people all
It's just, then what should Batman be, dude? I don't understand. What is the end goal of Batman?
across the internet saying that this comic is badass. It's awesome. This comic literally reads
Context, absolute Batman isn't rich. He's a construction worker who scales more on the Punisher side of things than normal Batman. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting enough that I would read it because it's a little different.
It's like those edgy 90s comics that every single person makes fun of. It's like a 12-year-old's fanfic.
Yeah, but like Spawn is based. I like how like over the top it can be.
Fiction of Batman. This comic has everything. It has
We should go back to that unabashed sincerity, okay? Like I'm tired of like that like weird post-ironic humor. Just be edge, but be honest.
horrible, edgy dialogue. It has some pretty gay character designs, and if you can believe it,
Gay character designs. Okay, so apparently Kanye has been mentioning black fraternities his entire career, but I should also say that if I was a black fraternity, I don't think I would want Kanye to have me listed on the website right now.
they managed to race swap another redhead from comic books. They managed to jump in there.
Oh, this guy's upset about redhead erasure. He's upset about ginger erasure.
And turned them black. So after reading Absolute Batman,
Dude. See, Kanye is like performatively racist, right? Where like part of me goes, whatever. But this guy said the word black with such a hatred in his bones, okay, that it like pierced through his crooked teeth right into my ears direct, okay? He sent that overnight shipping express.
we can all agree that Scott Snyder can't really write comic books, correct? And this is a fact, proven with every single page of this garbage. There's an
My favorite thing about grifter type guys though, and like is that they're very much like speak as matter of fact, right? Like opinion is gospel. And that is always really funny to watch because some of it is like really obviously like rage bait, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out. I haven't finished the first game, so I haven't picked up the second. But there's a character that you can have a gay relationship with in this second one. And it is presented in a historically consistent way, right? So obviously they, like, during that time in the Middle Ages, being gay would have been a sin. They know it's a sin, so they're engaging in a romance that they shouldn't be engaging in, right? And shout out to the dev clapping back on the furry porn wife beater guy. Yeah. So when the whole like gay relationship thing was like clapped back on, they went back and they looked at the historical like ages of the characters. And in history, the character that you have a gay relationship with is 15 in history. But they aged the character up to be in his early 20s, so that way it wasn't a horrifyingly pedophilic relationship in the game, right? So both the characters are in their early 20s, and they're having a gay forbidden romance together. But the way the grifting community is putting it is that, like, these guys are doing the pedo thing, right? They're pedo jacketing, right? But I've been watching that, like, unfold, and I'm like, dude, if you, like, gotta go to these lengths, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Abundance of absolutely insane creative decisions happening here. Who in their right mind greenlit Alfred's look? What is the haircut? What is the beard? Why is he an MI6 mercenary with, like,
Is he stupid? Wasn't Alfred, like, a spy before his time working as a butler for the Wayne family? I'm almost certain Alfred has, like, a history of being, like, a smart, capable gentleman spy.
grenade launchers and sniper rifles? This is straight up cringe, I'm sorry. So I thought Alfred was bad enough, but then we get to Bruce Wayne, the main man himself. What do you think when
I don't expect the grifter to know Batman lore. He's 20, he wasn't alive for most of it.
say Bruce Wayne? You think the suave, charming rich guy, which in Batman Year One was originally based off of Gregory Peck, but now in this comic, they're going for something a little different. Let's just take a little glance at what they thought Bruce Wayne was. So this is the page where Bruce Wayne is first introduced. We see him hitting a bag. He looks exactly like Bruce Wayne has for the last, like, 100 years, saying some badass Batman stuff. No fear, no pain. And then out of nowhere, this big hulking transgender comes up behind him and is
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
like, hey bro, I think it's my turn now, and just starts blowing the punching bag across.
Who is that that's punching it? I know I'm asking for context on who that character is in the concept of, like, a comic I haven't read yet, but who is that?
The room with his big fat arms. Now the character design going on here, he has the haircut of some fat emo transgender kid.
That's so that's Batman, the humongously buff person, I'm pretty sure.
And that is Bruce Wayne. I'm not joking. That is Batman.
So, but Batman always had, like, an emo streak to him too. That's been something that's been in the character for a really long time. I mean, I personally didn't like the Batman, but, like, the weird, like, I'm upset with myself type character, the angry person character type, has always been there. So it's not surprised that, like, it's no surprise that Batman is having, like, a emo motif right now. You know, I mean, definitely that character has, like, the Vi in the pit fight in Arcane.
Gender kid. And that is Bruce Wayne. I'm not joking. That is Batman. Then we actually start getting into the backstory of Bruce Wayne. His parents weren't killed coming down that alleyway and they got mugged. No, instead he's at a zoo with his dad or something, and his dad gets shot, and the idea for Batman comes from the fact that he's in a zoo and he goes into some bat-like exhibit. I really don't know what's going on.
So did you read it or not? I feel like you're not even, like, critiquing it. Like, this guy is, like, really, like, outwardly vitriolic, but I don't even think he read it. Yeah, he didn't read it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's even tangentially aware
Going on here.
what he called a masculine presenting cis man transgender. Okay, well, I mean, this guy is a bottom. Okay, we talked about the guy who has having a gay awakening last stream. This guy was, like, bricked up 7 days to Sunday, all right, reading the comic, and so he had to drop it the second he saw Bruce's fucking lat spread. Okay.
I don't know what was being smoked in the writer's room, but clearly
He might become the Batman who chuckles. You know, I've seen the video where the guy's complaining about the Batman who laughs. I have heard the complaints with the Batman who laughs.
This comic is all over the place. It's a mess. And apparently Bruce Wayne isn't some rich guy anymore. Instead, he's a working class citizen, working all these different construction jobs, learning.
I think that's kind of neat to do like Batman from like a what if he was just a working class guy perspective, right? Because the way that Bruce Wayne interacts with the city changes a lot of the stories, right? A working class Bruce Wayne can't get into the same places or have the same connections that a rich Bruce Wayne can have, right? So you get a whole different vibe of Gotham City by viewing it from that different lens. That's not that the rich Bruce Wayne is bad. I like the rich Bruce Wayne, but you get to see a different part of the city that makes it interesting, right? And it also like it also gives like a weird it gives like a groundedness to his strength, right? It lets you understand like, oh, this guy's strong because he carries heavy shit all day. Where in the like, oh, he's rich, he has infinite money to spend infinite time training, so he's strong, right? It's like a practical kind of strength that you can associate with something you've experienced in real life. Because I'm sure like most of us know like a construction worker or a guy who does paving. And if you've ever seen a guy who does paving or any kind of physical labor like that, his forearms are huge. And that strength is just completely different than somebody who's like a trained martial artist.
Engineering, so he's this super genius, and his mother is still alive, so there's no motive to fight that you're an orphan, your two parents were shot in front of you, and you'll never stop on your crusade against crime. Instead, your dad got shot in a zoo somewhere, your mother is still alive, and now you're just working construction jobs. Is this Batman? I don't really know what's going on here. I was shocked.
Yeah, as someone who hates the multiversal stuff, I at least understand these are functionally different characters. Yeah.
Reading it. He's walking around like an emo kid, brooding. I don't know what's going on.
But that's always been Bruce Wayne. He's always been a brooder. Like, some of the most famous scenes of Batman in comics are him sitting around brooding as he looks over Gotham.
Going on with Batman these last few years, but people need to learn that his hair doesn't come down over his eyes. He doesn't listen.
Yeah, but the Batman is like, I mean, I guess I don't like the Batman for like pacing reasons. Right, which is like a completely different thing. Like, I feel like the pace of that movie is really uneven. I feel that it's a little bit mumblecore, and I haven't watched The Penguin, and I might rewatch The Batman. But I quite personally, I prefer Batman as God. Who did those other Batman movies with the Heath Ledger's the Joker and stuff like that? I cannot believe I'm drawing a blank on this tonight. Christian Bale, who was the director of those movies? The Christopher Nolan. Batman versus Dracula, unironically good movie, 10 out of 10. That actually does sound based. Some of the Batman animated features are great, but even in the Batman animated features, he's always been a brooding Andy.
To Nirvana, and he's not gay. So then in the story we learn.
But is he gay in this or what?
He doesn't listen to Nirvana, and he's not gay. So then.
So it's just like he's drawn with like yaoi chin, so he's gay.
In the story, we learn about this gang of scumbags who have taken over Gotham. Very similar to The Dark Knight Returns, except in The Dark Knight Returns, you had the mutant gang. These violent creeps who were going around stealing, killing. It was really dark for its time. So you think in this brand new comic, this edgy comic, they'll be able to go darker. No.
Okay, that's a little corny looking, I'm not gonna lie. So are these is this the mutant gang, or is this just a bunch of guys wearing skull masks?
Comic, this edgy comic, they'll be able to go darker. No. The people who have taken over the city, the big bad villains, are called the Party Animals. I don't get it. I really don't. They're wearing like clown masks or party masks.
It's a black mask? Okay.
No, it's all very messy. And
I like Black Mask as a villain. Definitely not one of my top 5 Batman villains, but he's got a really strong rogues gallery anyway.
stupid. When Frank Miller designed those mutants, they really did look threatening. These party animals? There's no threat here. Where is the villain in the story? I know they introduced Joker at the end of it, but where the hell is the threat? And now, finally, we get onto the biggest offense of the entire story. Commissioner Jim Gordon is giving a speech to Gotham, and he actually looks like Jim Gordon. He's white.
He's not black.
He has the grey hair.
I don't know. I don't really think like the color of Batman Batman characters matters all too much, really. I mean, like, you can have both, right? Like, it would be weird if it was like, hello, I'm Jim Gordon and I am black. Like, that would be insane, right? But that's not what's happening.
He has the mustache. Then the terribly ridden villains enter, the party animals, and they just start shooting up the place. Then that's when we get...
Yeah, the dude who played Gordon in the Batman was great. Yeah, I liked that Gordon.
Get the glimpse of the best part of the entire story. Barbara Gordon. She peeks her head in just one panel, I'm pretty
She's mixed race.
sure. And she's black. She is black. They did it.
You're telling me Gordon has a beautiful black wife at home? What is this?
Again, another redhead character just changed to black.
I think this guy is actually really fucking pressed because he's ginger and he feels underrepresented.
Iris West, Wally West. Are we serious? We're just making them black.
Dude, we're doing ginger erasure, dude.
For no reason, and expecting people not to notice, or expecting people to tolerate it. But I won't, and I hope everybody else won't either. Black Barbara Gordon just snuck her way in. Why? Think about it from a writing standpoint. She
This is like a South Park guy, dude.
didn't even need to show up in the story. If she did, she should have looked the way she always has. I'm getting sick of this. Can we just start changing black characters to white? Can Black Panther be white in the next comic, please?
I would think that, listen, I know everybody jokes about, like, what if Ryan Gosling was Black Panther? There is a world where I think, like, that might be really interesting. Imagine the outcry from that, though, right? But, like, okay. Hear me out, chat. This is the most psychotic hear me out I've ever had, right? So Black Panther is a character that is, like, intrinsically tied to Wakanda, right? And Wakanda is an isolationist state, right? In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Wakanda leaves the rest of, for a lot of people, when they look at Wakanda leaves the rest of Africa in abject poverty as the Wakandans live in, like, this utopian society, right? So I think the idea of an outsider coming in and being accepted by the Wakandans and becoming Black Panther is really interesting. But I don't think you'd be able to do it with a white person, but I do think it would be interesting, right? Because it's like, oh, we realize that being isolationist is, like, bad. Oh, like Snake Eyes. Is that literally the character from G.I. Joe I just described? Kevin Cole was the white Black Panther. He's an actual character. Did I just describe a story that already exists in Marvel? Is that something that exists? I think that would be an interesting commentary. I think you could do something interesting with that. Unironically, I could tell you that Twitter would be a disaster, okay? My favorite character in this instance is Morbius. He morbs like no other. They don't understand his morbidity. I mean, there is a character in Black Panther lore called White Wolf that's a white guy that grows up in Wakanda. Forget the rest. I think he tries to usurp the throne. Oh my god. I think, listen, the whole idea of not mixing races is getting awfully popular. As a Latino American, I can tell you that it is it is not implicitly said that I shouldn't. It is not explicitly said that I shouldn't. It is implicitly explained that I should not date someone who isn't Latino, right? So I think, you know, America is a nation of immigrants, and and mixing is okay. We do be mixing though. Yes, but I can tell you, I don't know how it is on the West Coast, but on the East Coast, there is very much a mentality of like, no, don't do that. Tried and true, never ask the white supremacist the color of their GM.
It doesn't work that way because black people need to be represented. Wait, they've always been represented and you're just shoving them into stories for no reason now. You're swapping people out to make them black because you want to make up
I mean, like, do I gotta pull out the race card and like start like whipping out and determining who is and isn't black in all these stories to determine how the ratio of black to white person?
for all those years of not being represented. It's a lie and it's a scam. Scott Snyder is an ultra retard. Just look at the last fight scene. I won't bring you through the entire thing because I'm kind of getting sick of this garbage even just looking at it.
I don't think he read it. I don't think the guy read it. I really don't think he read it. He doesn't strike me as the guy who read it because he hasn't really critiqued much of it. He's just like harped on really superficial points about the story, but like what actually happens in this that is annoying.
Batman drops down to stop these party animals. What's the difference to normal Batman? He's basically the Hulk now. His cape has turned into Spawn's cape for some reason because he can like push it out and drive people through windows and walls with it. I don't know what his cape is doing in the comic and it's really odd. Then he rips off his ears. You know those things on his head? Yeah, he just rips them off and starts cutting guys, throwing them around. Then finally, when I was ready to puke my guts out because it was such a disgrace to the character of Batman, we get hit with this page. This bad guy comes up to him, edgy, cursing at Batman. Get the F out of her way. Batman then takes off his big loaf of bread logo, the big rectangle that doesn't even look like the Bat logo, and uses it as a hammer or something, or an axe, and slices.
Okay, that's based. That's base. That's based. It's a little cringe and edgy, but whatever. Who gives a shit? That's kind of cool.
The dude's arm off with no regard for whether or not he lives or dies, and then just goes, yeah, there's a hospital down the road, you should.
The wanton bodily harm that Batman is performing in this combat is in this comic is a little insane, but he's a little bit more restrained. I don't know. The implication I always expected from Batman when he's fighting people is that he doesn't cause permanent bodily injury, you know? Like, that's what I would think, right? But if we're talking like he's a little bit more like the Punisher, it's like, okay.
Start running. That's some cringy tough guy dialogue that a 12-year-old would write.
So basically he built weapons into his suit probably because he's a tradesman. Yeah, I mean, that's also, you know, consistent with that, right? Like the whole concept of like a yada yada tool belt stuff.
And then on top of it, Batman then just starts screaming, cursing at this gang. You're gonna have to get the F out of my way. What? What is this? Please, can we stop glorifying it, calling it badass awesome? It's one of the cringiest things I've ever read. So Absolute Batman, without a doubt, is an absolute disaster. It's a waste of paper.
Okay, that wasn't really, that was a little outrageous, but it was like, eh. I was expecting him to be like, N-word, N-word, N-word.
So Absolute Batman issue 2 is out, and my expectations were low, but I didn't think it would be this bad. Trust me, the mediocrity just continues. Before we get into this pile of dog crap, I'd like to thank the Midnight Drop for sending a massive amount of people over to my channel with his insane mental breakdowns.
Like, it's so weird how, like, people who just hate certain things, you just slap the label woke.
Yeah, I don't think they're really coming over to be your fan, dude. This kind of stuff, I mean, it works up until a point, right? Like, you can keep it going for, like, a certain amount of time, but you're not gonna... Like, the whole political Andy thing, I think, is kind of, like, in its waning phase right now, because we're post-election season, all right? I don't think it's any surprise that all these political Andys are, like, actually just drama tubers.
Into it.
I'm retarded?
Thanks, bro. It's always cool to see some...
I mean, I'm gonna say it. I did not care that Batfleck most likely killed people. Really didn't mind. Made sense that he wasn't trying to, but didn't care enough to be careful. Casual discussion of how dog shit your takes are. He's having a mental breakdown.
Support from the disabled community. When you say I'm scared of black people, newsflash, you illiterate disabled community. When you
I'm retarded.
Thanks, bro. It's always cool to see some support from the disabled community. When you say I'm scared of black people, newsflash, you illiterate troglodyte. Everybody is.
The best.
Whoa! I mean, yeah, you might be. Yeah, don't go to the hood, bro. You don't want to know what happens next. Oh. Oh my god. Isn't this guy like a professional racist guy? I don't remember who this guy is. Oh my god. Dude. Evil Dilbert is gonna... Why is Dilbert racist, man? Who's this racist Dilbert? Why?
Advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just
Oh my god. We used to be a society in the 90s, you know, and then everything changed after the towers fell, I think. The advent of mass adoption of the internet might have been a mistake. Yeah, the Dilbert guy is racist as fuck. Okay. Is it a hot take that I'm not afraid of black people? It's actually normal for you not to be afraid of people on the basis of their skin color. 2016 Harambe, yeah, it was the moment.
get the fuck away.
You can't stop looting and burning country.
Not the Irish guy. Not the Irish guy chastising black people on their rates of violence. Listen, buddy, you want to pull out the physiognomy here, buddy? Okay, all right? I know about the troubles. I know what happened in Northern Ireland. Oh my god. No, it's fine when we do it. Oh my god, JFA. The mainstream man is right, though. They get scarier in numbers and the sky gets darker. I like the idea that, like, they all congregate and the sky turns black.
To the ground. Next time.
Well, you can't talk about burning countries to the ground. Your country had a whole big thing about that, buddy. This guy cannot be. This is like, how is this not a bit? Is he not aware of the troubles? Diesel, did you ever hear about the Hibernian conspiracy? No.
You're driving to work and you're enjoying your Marxist Batman comic. Try not.
Your Marxist Batman. I don't think anybody knows what these things mean anymore.
Not to get robbed or shot by your fellow brothers.
What do you mean? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, right? I don't want to be disparaging against the Irish community, but like, you organized into an organized militia of individuals and engaged in terrorism. Not you specifically, but there were people. You were literally explaining the troubles, but saying it was bad when black people did it, but not bad when we did it, implicitly. The Irish mob is one of the biggest mafias in the world.
create an argument, you actually have to make some valid points. You can't just dance around throwing your arms up in the air, making weird noises like you did. It makes you look like a Neanderthal who hasn't...
Well, is he gonna respond to the points that the guy makes, or is he just gonna be like racist and not play any of the TikTok?
Picked up a comic except Watchmen in his entire life. Stay in your own...
I mean, Watchmen is great, but like, he also definitely didn't read the comic.
lane and go back to anime, you low IQ mental retard. And
That's it. That's it. I get it. Like, oh, all that stuff is mean that he's saying, but like, it doesn't fucking mean anything, right? Like when you say all that stuff, but you don't respond to any of the arguments, you're just like a yelling idiot. Like, who gives a fuck? You're not an intellectual. You can't fucking complain about any of this shit. If you can't articulate why his opinion on Absolute Batman is dog shit, then what the fuck does your opinion matter at all? You know? Like, yeah, you're just proving his point, right?
anyways, I'm a bit late to the party on this one because to tell you the truth, I didn't actually want to read on in Absolute Batman. But
okay, so the conspiracy theory is that the Irish, not the Jews, run the world, and I'm pretty sure it's a 4chan meme. But one of the origin points is a crazy Vosh video. It's very funny now that people actually believe it. The Irish question. Oh no. Take the green pill. We're going to come back around to this.
reluctantly, I did. In my mind, I thought that it would have to be better than issue 1 with its edgy dialogue that
So he just called him like a bunch of words and then didn't even address his argument at all. Like, what's the point?
10-year-old would write, and it's cringy character designs. But I was entirely wrong. All of that is still here, and also it features one of the worst drawings of Bruce Wayne I've ever seen in a comic. So some people would call Absolute Batman woke, but I'd prefer to break it down and explain to you what it...
But you didn't explain why it was bad last time. Like, woke doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, I don't understand what it means when people say that, right? Like, when you make these videos and you're doing the grifting thing, if you want more people to listen to your arguments, you need to explain exactly what is woke, right? Because I can't be convinced to come to your side if I don't understand the vocabulary you're using, right? Like, there's only so many people you're going to be able to reach to that already know what it means. But I don't know what woke means anymore because it means, like, literally everything that you don't like.
really is. It's just another mediocre story infused with undeniably lazy identity politics by mentally ill.
So you have 8 more minutes to show me what the identity politics in this are and why they're a lazy example of such.
leftists. Let's just get that through your thick skull first of all. Left-wing retards like Scott Snyder love this crap because they get a pat on the back every single time they force a black person into their stories. Just because it's an alternate universe doesn't give you the right to race swap characters. And I
mean, it is an alternate universe. Isn't that like what the doing a, like, that's what it allows for freedom, right? Like, you can change whatever.
Everybody already knew this because they've already race swap people in the regular universe as well. So that argument about the alternate universe is beyond invalid. It's actually just brain dead. And in issue 2 of Absolute Batman, Black Barbara Gordon shows up once again. But this time she actually gets to speak and she's insufferable. We get this scene where Jim Gordon, Harvey Bullock and Black Barbara are all in the hospital with...
Black Barbara sounds like a Trump nickname, dude. Black Barbara. You know, I was reading the Batman comics and they turned Barbara Gordon black. Black Barbara at it again.
Gordon after the pathetic party animals attack. Harvey Bullock is some dumbass who wants to arrest Batman and Black Barbara has to step in and school him. Remember that part in Batman Year 1 where Jim Gordon and the entire police force are planning to capture Batman and arrest him, and then some race swapped token black stepped in and told everybody the truth? Me neither. Why was that? Oh yeah, it's because Frank Miller can actually write, unlike most people working in comics.
I like Frank Miller's writing, and I don't think Frank Miller would like this guy. I think Frank Miller wouldn't like this guy at all.
today. So then Martha Wayne, who should be dead by the way, comes to visit Jim Gordon in the hospital. Why is she in the story again? I have a prediction as to why they'd leave Martha Wayne alive in this universe. Maybe
So they could kill her later and develop like a emotional connection between Batman and the Joker. I mean, that's probably what I would do.
so later on she can become some well-known villain as a big
I mean, is that what happens? Is he saying that correctly, or is he like just speaking out his ass again?
plot twist. But that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know any other reason why she should actually be in this
You
story.
could just use her like as a plot point for Batman's motivations on the Joker or something. Like that's what I would do. Bullock's entire thing is that he dislikes vigilantes. Yeah, I would assume that there's always going to be like a character that's like a detective or like a DA that wants to put down Batman for the basis of their own principles, right?
Anyways, then we get to one of the most annoying parts in this comic. Martha Wayne comes in and asks, how's Gordon doing? Gordon, like a normal human being, tries to respond and instead gets interrupted by this stupid bitch. It turns out she...
This guy is so fucking mad about living, dude. This guy it must walk through... Dude, the anger in his voice, like... This is actually the kind of guy, like, when people are like, that guy's racist, and it's just somebody who's, like, mildly edgy. No, this guy's the racist. What's that Disco Elysium thing about, like, the first racist was great, the second one, but the third one, now that's the really special one. Holy shit. I Okay. So I can't believe there's a conspiracy that the Irish people run the world and it like only started off as a meme and became serious. That's insane. This is insane. List of US presidents with Irish blood. Hibernian media control. Alfred Hitchcock, John Ford, Walt Disney. Michael Moore. New delusion unlocked. Protocols of the Druidic Elders of Hibernia. Okay. Okay. Interesting. This is somehow Vosh's fault.
was talking to Babs instead. What? What in the name of Jesus Christ am I reading? Why is this cringe dialogue included in the comic? If you can't see why this comic is...
So Batman's mom goes in and asks for how Bruce is doing. Or I like lost his argument underneath him just being racist.
Unbelievably cringy, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But as it continues, I actually think this...
But like, what part of the dialogue makes it cringy? Like, you need to read it out to me.
Is one of the better ones in the comic. Jim Gordon and Martha Wayne share a cigarette.
So Martha's coming in and then asking how her son's doing, and then she asks for Barbara to say something, not Jim. Well, it would make sense because, like, you know, there's a like a womanly connection there that can speak on a more honest term, right? It would make more sense that she's gonna want to speak to Barb over Jim, because maybe his bedside manner won't be as good.
Was talking about the death of Thomas Wayne. Just when I thought this story wasn't actually that bad, then we get this flashback of young Bruce staying inside and not going out with his friends. His mother tries to help him out, saying, man, just go outside. And then, wouldn't you know it, he starts screaming into her face. This might be some sort of habit for this universe's Bruce Wayne. When you don't like something, flip out like a retard and start yelling and cursing. What happened?
But me thinks he doth protest too much because he is also doing that. He's criticizing Batman for behavior he's engaging in. You know, it's like, oh, I don't like how this version of Batman has anger issues. Okay. Well, it seems like you do.
Into the stoic Batman. I don't care, alternate universe or not.
I mean, like, yeah, Stoic as an adult who's matured, that's like a different Batman character altogether. You know?
Doesn't resemble Batman or Bruce Wayne in any way. At the very
Like the idea of Batman having unaddressed mental health issues is a common plot point for the character that's been readdressed multiple times. Like, the whole idea of him becoming Batman is a response to him not addressing his trauma appropriately and turning it into something outward instead of addressing his needs emotionally. That is literally something Frank Miller has addressed in Batman Year One.
very end of this issue, we get another flashback of young Bruce. Young Selena Kyle comes to visit Bruce, and am I the only one who despises this backstory for Batman? In the TV show Gotham as well, they did the same cringy storyline. When they did that before, it sucked horribly. And if that's what we're getting here, this comic
But
is gonna reach
you
a
don't
new
explain
level of
anything.
crap. And
He's
then
not
we get to the
explaining anything. He's not explaining what's cringy about the Gotham storyline. What about this Batman origin story is cringy? He's just saying, I think this thing is cringy, and moving on. He hasn't addressed a single thing. He hasn't said anything or given any context for any of that. I just watched I Hate Everything talk about Destiny to Final Shape. It was an hour and a half long, right? And he explains exactly what is uncomfortable about the dialogue in Destiny, what makes it strange, what makes it weird. He shows examples of those exact things happening, how they re-explain the witness and how the witness works, right? Like, I don't like, that's what you need to do. You need to show those things because it's what shows that you understand the media that you're reading.
art. So I understand being abstract and your art being
like you need to explain these things, right? Oh, they said if like IHE was talking about how it's like, oh, if you remember, they said Cade 6 wasn't coming back, right? And obviously for the Final Shape they brought him back, and he's like, okay, I think it was a little bit of, it was fan service, but I think they did it well. And then he shows an example of Cade 6 coming back and his reasoning for coming back. And he's like, I think that it's okay for Cade 6 to come back because they explain it well and it's science fantasy. And as long as you explain something with confidence, you can get away with it. And then they show an example of Cade 6 explaining why he's back. And like, those are important things because it shows that's what media literacy is. Every time I talk about media literacy, that's media literacy.
little unorthodox. Just look at Tim Sale's art on Batman. Sure, it can look a bit weird at times, but it never feels out of place because that was the style in which Tim Sale drew. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't necessarily prefer either of those. I think I prefer the absolute Batman look, but like I like the lighter toned colors personally.
By the way, to that absolute comics legend. But in this comic, there's no set abstract art style. The whole comic is totally normal, except for just 2 panels. Now, when I first saw these, I had to spend 40
Can you show what it looks like? I need to know these things. I barely know what this comic looks like in order to determine whether or not the art style is something worth acknowledging.
It's picking myself back up off the ground and wiping away the tears of laughter. The first one occurs when Bruce Wayne confronts Joe Chill in prison. Alfred, who still looks idiotic by the way.
I think Alfred looks fine. I mean, Alfred has looked like that before in various other comics.
Is watching them.
I think the Karl Marx comparison is a bit of a stretch. And I also think you think it's a stretch too, because you only show it for a couple seconds.
Narrating. What he says to Chill, I don't know, but I can only imagine. Oh yeah, this is gonna be badass. I wonder what Bruce is. Oh my sweet mother of God. Who hit Robert Pattinson with a bus? You couldn't have read.
All right. Well, that panel looks weird, but it's like, I don't have wider context for anything that's happening here.
Done this one panel. Really?
Imagine critiquing anything with those Coke bottle glasses. Hey, you don't understand. He's going to save the white race, okay?
What we got.
Yeah, it does have kind of like a Gerard Way look. It's a panel, yeah.
If you read Walt Simonson Thor.
Well, I wanna see like a whole spread, like a single page spread that's like one of those like panels where you're like, wow, that's impressive, right? Because you have those small panels where you're doing the comic layering, and then you have like a big panel where you're like, wow. Here, I'll actually show an example. By the way, it was Kat's birthday recently. So say happy birthday to Kat. Yeah, not every comic panel is going to be a gift to the world of art. Oh my god. Making me sign in to Webtoons. No, Diesel. No, but I'm using Cat's comic as an example, right? Oh my god, I hate this website actually. It's really fucking annoying. Right? But it's like not all of the panels in a comic are going to be like full page spreads. Like most of these aren't full page spreads that Cat's doing, right? Right? And then when she's doing a full page spread, by the way, the full page spread is for emphasis, okay? The paneling in a comic is a way to tell a story, right? So it's like this, like a panel in a comic is only a small portion, right? If the formatting is weird, then that's going to present itself as a problem, right? But paneling sets up the pacing, right? So that's clearly a panel you're supposed to look at quickly and move on, right? But obviously, yeah, it looks a little fucking weird when you spend a bunch of time examining it. But when you're going from like 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and then blah 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 and working your way down, right? You're gonna be like, okay, well that's a more cohesive whole.
You see great use of shadows in the art. This is the exact
But you only show the cover, which is the most rendered piece, motherfucker. Show me a piece in the comic.
Walt Simonson Thor. You see great use of shadows in the art. This is the exact opposite of that. He looks less like a wealthy gentleman and
See what I mean? He doesn't fucking show what, like, he's like, this comic with Thor that he's showing as an example by Walter Simon is good because of its use of shadows. But then he only shows the cover, and the cover's not a good example of the art inside of it, okay?
the art. This is the exact opposite of that. He looks less like a wealthy gentleman and more like My Chemical Romance. The second instance of unforgivably bad art is in this scene where Bruce is sitting down playing poker with his friends. By the way, his friends are all Batman villains as well, which I suppose isn't the worst idea, but it's still a bit goofy to listen to Harvey make 1,000 puns about coins and being two-faced. We get it. Now stop it. It's painful to read. Now once again, I don't know what the artist was smoking, but goddamn, what is going on here? Bruce literally looks like Frankenstein. What's up with his forehead? You couldn't have went back and redrew that? You actually left that in? I know I'm gonna get some nutjob TikTok kids commenting on this video, saying, bro, you can't comment on appearances. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Forget it.
That's true. We need to get you dressed up as a little leprechaun, but you would make a great twinkle leprechaun, buddy. Whenever you're ready to do gay porn, you're gonna love ya.
Me for just 1 second. This is Bruce Wayne we're talking about. It doesn't matter if I'm four-eyed or ginger. This is Batman.
Dude, he's totally upset about people calling him ginger and wearing glasses. Like, the thing is that it's not even like his critiquing is just bad. Like, his criticism is literally bad.
He shouldn't look like a monkey. As this dumpster fire continues, we get an insane amount of unnecessary swearing out of everybody in this story.
Like you at the beginning of this video, like you swear an unnecessary amount, I'd say. I'd say it makes you look a little less than, you know, intellectual.
And the highlight of the crappy writing is when Alfred starts talking about his military tactics. Advance forward, retreat and regroup. It all comes off like a load of jargon. And what it results in is Alfred saying that maybe Batman doesn't retreat and regroup. Maybe he's just one advance forward. Batman AF. What? What does this even mean? Can anybody explain it? Batman advance forward. Nope. That doesn't make sense. I'm being genuine here. No satire. What is he talking about? And more importantly, is it needed in the story? Batman ends this issue by crushing a load of cop cars with his massive construction vehicle.
It means he's Batman as fuck.
Batmobile. He also led the party animals up to the top of a
Is his Batmobile a dump truck? That's insane.
skyscraper and then blew it up. I don't care what anybody says. Stop making excuses. He just blew them up with no regard for their lives. I wouldn't care about this if it was established that in this universe, Batman does kill. But no, Scott Snyder went out of his way in issue 1 to mention the fact that he's non-lethal. So none of this makes sense. Stop typing your
Is
angry
this from Absolute Batman? Yes.
comments and just look at the damn page.
That's based. That's cool. I'm sorry. That's cool.
Makes sense. Stop typing your angry comments and just look at the damn page. That
Like, what about that? Like, this, like, makes Batman cringe? Or, like, what ruins the full experience with it? All right?
cop car is like
if that Batmobile is wrong, why is that a wrong depiction of the Batmobile in comparison to other depictions? What about that depiction of the Batmobile portrays Batman's character? If you can explain why that betrays Batman's character, then you have given a good criticism of that version of the Batmobile.
80 feet in the air. What's going on? I thought he was non-lethal. Nope. He's just blowing cop cars 80 feet up into the air, blowing up buildings, and then walking around like he's Gandhi. This Batman is a genocidal maniac, but then at the same time, a non-lethal pacifist. I'm sick and tired of this trash, and I'm done giving it a pass. It's not even well written or drawn. If you call yourself a comic fan, you should be reading older and better comics. If not, then go back to anime and the movies.
He says that like comics are the only superior form of art, but I mean like I don't think he realizes how like Reddit cringe that is. Right? Like a lot of like anime can have complex, complicated storytelling with deep, nuanced characters, right? So can movies, and the presentation of these things is different. I mean, ultimately, these are all books with pictures. Okay, so if you want to be like really reductive about it, the ultimate interpretation of Batman would be something that's solely prose.
I've triggered so many people by just having an opinion about this comic.
It's not even that it's that your opinion seems really poorly informed and you don't know how to portray your beliefs other than saying you don't like black people.
To quote Dragon Ball Z, this man ain't got no right to lecture anybody with that $30 haircut.
You know, when I found out that that was an actual voice line from the show, it blew my mind.
Let's stop dodging the truth. It sucks. No rage bait, satire, or trolling. It's not a good story. In fact, it's an objectively bad one. All the
well, like these are all like thoughts of opinion, so it's like whatever. I guess you're allowed to have that opinion, but like you need to be able to explain these things. Yeah, good Batman criticism. See the Hugbees video on the Riddler.
Politics aside, this comic is a mediocre mess. Stop having mental breakdowns because I don't like well-established white characters being changed to black. If someone
That's like I understand why people get hung up on the fact that you're like anti-race swapping, which is like whatever. I don't really think I need to even engage with that one to critique your problems with this, right? Because your inability to address criticisms about the thing you're criticizing shows me that you are like intellectually, like, in your words, retarded. Like, you don't know how to explain anything that you're talking about. You don't know how to give evidence or credence to your arguments, right? You present yourself as a know-it-all, stuck-up-y asshole. Of course people are going to be annoyed with you. It's because you're presenting it in a way that makes you seem like a fucking asshole. And you don't get people to agree with you when you act like that, right? You don't get people to go, man, his opinions on Batman are really well-founded. When you go, fuck you, I hate black people are scary. Believe it or not, tons of black people would listen to you. I mean, even if you're racist, but like they'd listen to you more if you just didn't start your plot with that, right? Like you probably don't want to front load that stuff.
Made Storm, Black Panther, Blade, or Spawn white, you'd
This guy completely missed the point of X-Men ever. Like,
riot. Literally.
Mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly. But fires have been started.
so he didn't address the guy's points at all. He just called them a black person that burns down buildings, and didn't address a single part of it. Like, that's outrageous. Bro got the Lord Farquaad cut. Of course, he pins a comment. I've never before seen a young white Irish fella trigger so many African Americans this badly before. Congratulations, I subbed. Well, maybe Northern Ireland would have its independence if they put more effort into blowing cars up. How about that? See, I can be offensive too. Come on, buddy. Go back and do something about it. Go fucking participate in the Troubles, you fucking potato guy. Everyone's scared of black people. What? Oh my god. Before I state anything, I have not read the Absolute Batman comic yet, but from the outside looking in, I cannot see how he's woke. He's one of the strongest, most muscular Batmen ever. And he uses his strength to make up his gadgets. Because he was not rich, he has that disadvantage. The only possible way it could be woke is because he grew up as not rich. But maybe I'm wrong, and he is woke for some reason. I'll just have to check for myself. Like, these comments are really... So this is actually a good point this guy's putting forward. Bro saw one black character and shat himself. Also, how can a comic be Marxist? It's a Batman comic. Is Batman now a communist fighting off capitalism? Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything in these Batman comics addressed like Marxist theory or anything like that, right? Because if it was a Marxist comic, it would be making a comment on like class relations, right? Batman being working class is not itself like a comment on capitalism, okay? That's like extra conservative. Also, what's wrong with anime? It's just as nerdy as comics. I hope you get money from this vid for the braces. At least he's honest about his racism. Oh my god. Bro doing everything but brushing his teeth. Absolute Batman's like a Republican's wet dream.
I'm not sure if I have mentioned mummering before, but it's a thing that looks a lot like something else if you Google it. He seems like the guy that would go to the event thinking it was the bad one. Everyone's scared of black people. I wonder if the white half of me gets scared every time I look in a mirror.
See, Pigeon Salad, you're actually like, you're like Two-Face, like when you're looking in the mirror. So, you know, you actually, part of you gets scared, but it like evens out. Oh my god. Just look at him. What did we expect? If this is the type of nerd that hates Absolute Batman, then it must be really good. Gotta check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. Bruce Wayne should be Chinese is really funny. Bruce Wayne should be Chinese. I need the black or Chinese guy to make this guy black or Chinese. Holy shit. That is really fucking funny. What the fuck? Bruce Wayne, more like Bruce Woke. Okay, so this is apparently the thing that started the Irish question, right? I'm sorry, guys. We all have to watch Vosh now. I don't want to. I hate political streamer Andes, but fuck it.
So just keep that in mind. It's not so scary.
This guy. What a stallion. Am I right, guys? What a stallion. Like I don't really have a horse in the race for this whole Irish question, but but this guy definitely does, you know? Chad, why do we have a long face right now? Why do we get a long face right now, guys? He's not horsing around. The professional short stack goblin inspector. This guy wouldn't know a goblin if it was standing in front of him, all right? He'd be like, that's a legally aged adult. That's not a goblin.
There is one other thing I'd like to point out. Everyone else has been pointing out, so... This is my...
Can we get some horses in the chat, please?
This is my favorite image, okay? Look at this. Oh, here it's a series of images. Look. They'll tell you it's all the Jew. But have you heard of the Hibernian conspiracy theory?
So this is how it started, okay? This is how it started. It's called Vorse. You wouldn't understand. His accent sucks. I can't do an Irish accent. I was singing Aladdin with an Australian accent at D&D recently. I was singing Prince Ali. Oh, crikey. Prince Ali, mighty is he, Alia Barbwa. Strong as 10 regular men, mighty is he. What else did I say in the song? I don't remember the rest. It's really good. Yeah, I've been told, mate. I don't know, really. I feel like I'm a bit of a bogan. Now you just sound like Mitch. It ain't bad. Dude, I listened to that song and then I sang it. And then I listened back to it. And it's like Robin Williams changes his vocal tone like 3 or 4 times. Where it's like, hold on, let me pull up the lyrics. So there's a point in the song. Where it's like, yeah, Prince Ali, mighty is he, Alia Barbwa, strong as 10 regular men, definitely. And then he changes his vocal tone, and he's like, he's like a Jewish woman. He's like, he faced the galloping hordes. And then it's like a deeper voice immediately after, and he doesn't miss a beat at all. And it's like 100 bad guys with swords, like literally without missing it at all. And I'm just like, holy shit, Robin Williams was the GOAT. I miss him so much because he's just hit it so good each time, right? Like he changes it both times and then immediately switches back into song. And I don't know if he did it in one take or if it was separate or some movie magic or some shit. But if he was able to do that and change his vocal tone like that, that is really fucking impressive because it's super hard. All right. Do you know about the Hibernian conspiracy? They'll tell you it's all the Jews, but have you heard of the Hibernian conspiracy? Sounds crazy, but get ready to take the green pill. List of the US presidents with Irish blood. Okay. Obama? That's news to me. What the fuck? It was an Irish immigrant who first assaulted white Americans' core values, bringing with them the culture which many had commented was still pagan at its core. They began dismantling the Anglo-Saxon purity of the United States. At first, the true Americans re-enlisted, but finally the Irish forced their way into business, finance, politics, the media, and used it to spread the hibernical influence. Okay, so this is definitely a high-effort shitpost from 4chan. But I think some of it, these people believe. I think this comes from a place of genuine, the Irish are up to no good. There's no one as Irish as Obama. Furious fanaticism, blah, 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 as a Celtic man. Robert Knox, an anatomist, describing his views of the Celtic character. Okay. The whole Celtic race is addicted to a religious ritual that consequently those suffering from serious maladies or subjects of peril of battle sacrifice human victims. Some weave huge figures of wicker and fill their limbs with humans who are burned to death. When the figures are set afire, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's Julius Caesar talking about the Celtic hordes. Have the evil pagan traditions of the Hibernian overlords disappeared? Think again. The protocols of the Druidic elders of Hibernia. Question. How are the Irish bad? Their whole race was nearly wiped out from crop failure. I don't know. I'm not an anthropological mastermind on this subject. So now Chud Logic's on the other side of the joke. Every year, the most powerful men in the country meet at the Grove Club, where they dress in robes and sacrifice a child effigy before a giant Celtic owl god. If this sounds like the activity of a small, insignificant sect, think again. The Grove boasts such members as Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., and Bill Clinton. Notice something? All Irish. Pictured here is George Bush Jr. with his father, George Bush Sr., attending the Grove. An important part of Druidic practice was passing the teachings of God down to one son. Pictured here is the Irish Ronald Reagan and Irish Richard Nixon. Neither of them became president until after attending the Druidic Grove. This is a copy of a schizo post about Jews, but with the Irish instead, Diesel. Ah, okay. But they're presenting it really well that I could understand why somebody might take the Druid pill, okay? I was literally thinking of Mystery of the Druids as I was reading this. I was literally thinking of that. Hold on, I have the song. Let me pull it up.
So absolute
Oh my god, I don't want to hear your voice again. Wait a second, is this actually real? Okay, no, I thought this was actually the ending to the Mystery of the Druids game, but it was just for the Mandalore video. I want to play this game, by the way, but like, when the fuck would anybody have time to play the fucking Mystery of the Druids?
Life was pretty drab, racking up debt with the pizza tab.
Look at this list of attendees to the Grove. They're merely puppets. The vast majority have some Irish background. What the fuck? The Golden Counter, Hibernian Council of the Federal Reserve. He queued off the other day. I queued off today. It's just a ginger guy, dude. It's literally just a picture of Obama drinking. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. I've never seen somebody take like the racist Jewish depictions and turn them into a bunch of leprechauns. My potatoes bring all the... Oh, this is a really good high effort shit post. This is a really good high effort shit post. The really scary part is I know people would believe this. If 4chan put a concerted effort into this, we'd all be having discussions about the Hibernian question. Okay? Like, this is peak. Oh my god. They would hate Beckett. You don't believe it? No, I don't believe it. Ugh. Just cracking my back. My neck, my back. You know the rest, chat. This is a really good one. Maybe Diesel is secretly Irish. Do I look Irish? Yes, you do. Dude, it's a busy night. Everybody's like live. It's crazy. What else is on the list to cover tonight? We got some stuff. Oh boy. I have love for both Milo and Nick Fuentes, even though they have their differences. Yeah, I bet you did love him, Kanye. I bet you did love him. Oh my god. You look very Irish. Oh my god. All right. Look at that Irish chest hair. Holy shit. Oh, the guy responded.
So DC has decided to reinvent Batman in the brand new series, Absolute Batman. Many people are saying it's amazing.
I'm kind of retarded.
I'm here to
For still liking this book, then let this enjoy.
Dude, this guy has more subs than the other guy. He's absolutely mogging him.
Enjoy his own peace and quiet and not have to look at this bullshit. Let me just be real. Like I said, I read this book, was on my way to work, chilled, wanted to see other people's opinion on Absolute Batman. And
Does Boston have a big Puerto Rican population? I don't know, but I lived there for a time, so, you know, I was there. I count for at least 10 regular men. Mighty is he.
I went on YouTube and I loved seeing the positive and negatives that people had about this book because I enjoy it, but I know that it's not absolved of any sort of criticism. Not everything is absolute perfect unless you're Arcane, which I watched that and wow, that was good. But
dude, Arcane would blow up that Ginger's mind, okay? He would understand why lesbians are cool.
I saw this dude's video, thumbnail right here, and I noticed that it had the word woke in it, and it feels like anytime somebody has something to say that it's woke.
Was Arcane season 2 good? Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think they kind of, by the way, there is a, hold on, let me pull it up. I know I'm doing the thing where I go everywhere. Arcane Snow Bunny. Okay, all right. So this motherfucker, this is like an insane title for a video, right? Arcane and the Dangers of Snow Bunny Mind Control, right? But this guy did an amazing job with this video essay, right? And I thought it was going to be fucking insane and stupid and that this guy was going to be hilariously racist or something. But no, it was actually really well done. And the editing is really fucking good in it, all right? It's really fucking good. So if you haven't watched it, it is very good. I know the title of it sounds insane, but this guy, he understands what makes it interesting. But also, yeah, I will say there is like this weird, like nerdy black guy, BPD manic pixie dream girl relationship thing that is like really common now. That's like a really common trope now to have like a mixed guy who's like a nerd, and then like the BPD girly, because the same thing happens with Gwen in Spider-Verse.
Their opinion is wishy-washy, and
I'm not racist. I want both Mel and Ambessa to crush me. Now, see, I don't like Mel, but I would let Ambessa sit on my face.
Watch this dude's video, and spoiler alert, I did not like his opinions at all. I don't think a lot of people in this comment section like his opinion, but 15 to 20 seconds in, my face shows up. Like, how crazy is that? Like, you're literally watching a random video on YouTube, and then your face literally pops up, and you're just
you know what, Helly? Jinx too. I would let Jinx ruin my life. I need a schizophrenic goth woman now.
Like, don't. Was that me? Like, it literally just happened. It's so out of the moment, and one, it makes you a little bit giddy because it's like, oh, I'm in somebody else's video. That's crazy. But then you remember like the effect of that happening, and then you're just like,
yeah, Diesel suffering from Snow Bunny mind control.
like, oh, I'm in somebody else's fucking video. Like, I literally spent the last 4 weeks since that video was up of me just touching grass, working, living my life like it's golden, and just being with people that I love and stuff, just being a normal human being. And I come back ready to do some videos, and sadly this is the first video I've done. And to be honest with you, I've done this before where I react to people hating on certain pieces of entertainment because they think it's woke or anything. And I've done that when, you know, Nerdrotic did his whole thing on Blue Beetle and was just fucking racist on that thing. My God, you can check it out on TikTok. It's like, you got to go into the depths of my page. Like, it's so weird how like people who just hate certain things.
I think a lot of these guys just don't even engage with any of the media they complain about. I think they just need something to complain about because like you never see like the Quartering or like Shadiversity or like Melanie Mac or Nerdrotic or Arch Hammer or the Screw Attack guy or Andy Pants Gaming. That's how many of these guys I know, right? And they're all interchangeable, right? But it's like I never see any of them engage with like actual like politics. To be frank, 99% of politics creators, and I'm very black-pilled on the politics creator community now, okay? Most of them don't even engage with politics. It's all like I pretend to engage with politics, and it's all like just complaining about something that doesn't matter, right? And it's just because these guys aren't going to sit down and watch like the entire Congress C-SPAN interview of Tulsi Gabbard being interrogated on whether or not she'd make a good head of the U.S. intelligence. You know, it's like none of that stuff ever gets like addressed because it's like above their intellectual level. I'm not saying that I'm like a fucking genius or anything, but that stuff is interesting. And it's like none of those guys engage with that. And they're like the thought leaders for that side. I really don't know how long that's going to continue. I will also say it happens on the other side of the aisle too. But they just like woke scold and complain. And also none of them would ever confront you on any of this stuff in real life anyway, because they're all like pussyfooting around life. So
just slap the label woke into it and just think that that's fair criticism.
But like, yeah, like I don't understand what woke means anymore. Like I used to think it meant where it's like a shoehorning in of like leftist politics in a way that is unjustified and completely unreasonable. But like, I'm so done with politics YouTube for a long while, Lamau.
But it's not. And
so am I, dude. So am I. The only reason I talk about it is because that's where the drama happens. Like the Destiny leaks, the Hassan nuke. Those are like the two biggest stories of the month, and I couldn't give a single shit about them.
For me, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Let me watch and your videos, or let me see what you're talking about when you say something like, you know, absolute Batman is woke. And the thing is that his opinions were fucking trash, man. It was the same talking points that a lot of these types of critiques or content creators have. They pretty much said that Bruce Wayne wasn't masculine enough, wasn't smooth enough like the old Batman before. They pretty much said, oh, this Batman looks like a goth emo transgender. You don't believe me? Here you go.
And then
the leaks are a court matter and the nuke was asked. That's why. I don't think it was particularly moving the needle on anything. I'm sure if we wanted to just relitigate it, we could. But like, here's the thing, right? If you're normie, I'm certain that Ethan's content nuke was a eye-opening moment for you, right? Like the normie audience is going to resonate with it. And then if you're somebody who's like tapped in on the drama side of the internet, you already know all the stuff about Hassan. And so you don't engage because all of that stuff has been talked about, right? And then if you're a Hassan supporter, it literally doesn't matter what Hassan does. And then, did you hear H3's getting sued? Yeah, I talked about that at the beginning of the stream. And then, like, with the Destiny stuff, the leaks are outrageous. They're insane. The leaks with Destiny are insane, and he's getting rightfully derided over it. And I think Destiny's response was horrendous to it. Right? And now it's going to move into litigation. And so now we'll just wait and see what happens. And then, you know, we'll read the court reports when they're out because it'll be interesting. But like, if Destiny's just going to make like funny tweets being like, haha, Kanye's just like me when Kanye was saying something fucking nuts. Then it's like, okay, Destiny, I guess you're just completely unreasonable too, won't even listen to a single thing you have to say. Like there's nothing there, right? Like the leaks are out, his response was bad, like that drama's basically done, right? It's not fun to report stream about. I think I could have fun with the Destiny stuff. I think a lot of people would complain about me covering the Destiny stuff, which is why I haven't done it, because I just don't want to hear people's mouths for the next 40 billion weeks. Feel free to clip chip that and think about what my opinion is on it, I guess. The Ryan Beard content nuke on Destiny was really good. Yeah, but then I also go, oh my god, it's Ryan Beard, and that guy has said horrible things about people like me that are just like fucking drama frogs, right? So it's like, okay, well, I don't really fucking care. I don't like Destiny either. All right, throw that one out. So many terms that were used to shorten explanations because we had a common consensus on what they meant have been absolutely annihilated by people using them willy-nilly for anything and everything. I was into political YouTube for the past few years, and this past year made me realize I just love the drama of it. Thank God I could go to the commentary community and get better slap content. Yeah, I like the drama of it. I like the tea. I like the cat fights. I like the people having to show that Destiny sucked them off. Like it's like it's really simple. There's nothing outrageous about it. I'm a simple man.
Out of nowhere, this big hulking transgender comes up behind him and is like, "Hey bro, I think it's my turn now," and just starts blowing the punching bag across the room with his big fat arms. Now the character design going on,
Dude, the lat spread on Bruce Wayne is fucking bananas.
here, he has the haircut of some fat emo transgender kid, and that is Bruce Wayne. I'm not joking. That is
He has the haircut of a fat emo transgender kid. Yeah, and you have the fucking haircut of a 16th century peasant.
Batman.
Which is weird. Like, nobody was talking about how he looked like a transgender. Only people like you talk about how people look like transgenders. You talk about how, like, oh, this book is cringy, but then also talks about it's not edgy enough, because you talk about how the party animals are just bad written villains because they're taking like inspiration from the mutants from the Dark Knight Returns, which great eye that we both caught that. But you're saying that they're not edgy enough because the mutants, they killed, raped, murdered, robbed people's stores, and these party animals, they just do nothing silly shit. And it's just like, no, there's a panel in which they actually burned a building and killed women and children, tons of children. That's already dark in itself, man.
When Frank Miller designed those mutants, they really did look threatening. These party animals, there's no threat here.
So it's already this guy is addressing specific things that this guy deliberately left out of his review. So either he did or didn't read it, or he skimmed it, right? And he's showing examples of how bad the party animals are. Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't read it.
Where is the villain in the story? I know they introduced Joker at the end of it, but where the hell is the threat?
There's also points where he talks about like, oh, Batman, he cut this dude's arm off and with no repercussions that person might have been killed or not, or like severely injured. That's bad on Batman. He needs to check on his villains. But then he's just like, oh, this guy's not edgy enough. He's not like the Dark Knight Returns Batman, like Frank Miller's or anything like that. He's not like that dude. Fucking pussy. This is an argument of you just saying, oh man, all this new shit, it's just so new. So fucking new. I like the old shit better, which, in some cases, yeah.
This guy is explaining it in such a simple, easy to understand way that it really shows how better he is at being a communicator than the other guy. This guy is communicating an idea on a level where everybody's going to understand what he's talking about. That other guy has no fucking idea how to communicate his ideas.
Shit is better, but like, using that as your argument and saying this is the worst Batman ever because it's a disgrace to the character and it ruins the character, stop it. Stop all that bullshit. It doesn't ruin anything. Nothing is ruined. The world is still spinning. Have you ever seen that Charlie Brown special?
But did you notice something, Charlie Brown? What's that? The world didn't come to an end.
Just because you dislike something doesn't mean the entire world is going to explode. It doesn't mean that the character is ruined. Things are going to be fine. But then, the coup de grace of all these types of people's videos is that they say that the biggest sham in all of these different comics or movies or TV shows is that they had a certain black person in there, or they race swapped a black.
What's his channel name? I can't really read it. It's called The Midnight Drop. That's what his channel name is called. It's called The Midnight Drop.
A white person to a black person, and it literally was the fucking worst thing they've ever seen in their goddamn life.
And now, finally, we get onto the biggest offense of the entire story. Barbara Gordon. She peeks her head in just one panel, I'm pretty sure, and she's black. She is black.
The dreaded black. It's back again. The blacks. They're everywhere. They're in the thick of the night. They're from the shadows. They're from the walls. They're from the creeks and the crevices of the depths of hell where they belong. Bad enough those blacks were from the reality that I tried to run away from, but these blacks have creeped into my form.
So he deliberately made him look like he was spurging out in his second video. And he is just spending time mocking how racist the other guy is.
Entertainment, my Star Wars, my Batman, my Superman, my DC, my Marvel, my video game.
Dude, these are always like babby franchises. I'm sorry, but like, dude, I really don't give a shit that Finn is in Star Wars, but people get really fucking up in arms about it. Motherfucker, the world keeps spinning. Yes, just like the fucking Charlie Brown clip he played.
names. I won't stand for it anymore. Mom, there's blacks in my Batman again, like a motherfucker. It's good for you, honey. You need that. It's good for your soul. No! I won't stand for it.
We serious? We're just making them black for no reason and expecting people not
I'm
to.
upset Finn is in Star Wars and they did nothing with his characters. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, they really didn't understand what they were doing with that character at all.
Notice, or expecting people to tolerate it. But I won't, and I hope everybody else won't either. It's a lie and it's a scam.
But hey, as a fellow black, all I have to say, we're a mean one. Those crafty blacks. Dude, really?
He's got a really good sense of humor with it too. He's got a really good sense of humor with it. What else are you supposed to do when somebody's this racist, right? You can't really respond to it by getting mad. You just gotta laugh, right? Like you just gotta be like, yeah, you're fucking weird, and then move on with your day, right?
What's your takeaway? Like, Barbara Gordon was in 2 panels in that entire comic, and you said that was the worst thing to come out of it and say that that's the reason why Batman is ruined? It's an Elseworld story. You just think that everything's just gonna be the same and that it's totally fine? You think everything is gonna be print for print, just your same old Batman, your same old Superman, your same old Wonder Woman, and you just don't want to change anything off? While I agree that race swapping can get problematic, and while I do agree that doing different interpretations of characters can get messy and can get stale when you keep doing it over and over and over like evil Superman, there is a point where it's just like creativity has no bounds. You can literally do whatever you want.
This guy also actually reads comics, and you can tell. He actually reads comics. Because there are some of these guys that don't engage with it and they're just grifters for the sake of it. But this guy reads comics and you can tell.
These IPs and characters.
Because he's able to immediately off rip just be like, this. I can reference this. Like, he understands the medium.
And as long as you stay in the essence of what these characters are all about and you do something that's like really innovative. And
exactly. You gotta... It doesn't matter how you change the characters. They just have to remain like the essence. Like, you got to keep the essence of what makes the character who they are, right? Like, the race isn't important. The essence of the character is what's important.
Awesome. Then it's totally fine. You know, like with this Batman, absolute Superman, absolute Wonder Woman, they do that shit. Like I said in another video, it's the better version of Zack Snyder's stuff. But hey, here we are, man. And you know what? All I'm just going to say this, man. It's like, you could say what you want, like what you like, dislike what you dislike, but like when you take my image and you put it in your video and you call me out of my fucking name through some editing tricks and think that's gonna be okay, it's not. I'm still gonna call you the fuck out, but besides that, it's just like, that's your most viewed video, so I guess it's working for you, fam. I don't fucking know, dude. All in all, read what you want to read, watch what you want to watch, call out bullshit like this, and just have a motherfucking day. Go to the Waffle House and just chill out. I don't fucking...
That guy would never go to a Waffle House. Hold on. Let me I want to look at this now. I'm ulting, so I'm moving to a different piece of content now. Warning, spoiler alert for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but we do have a video of the Dr. Dreadlock, the black guy that Just the Robot slept with. And I do kind of want to hear what he's talking about. About why you're wrong about the ending of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I don't even know what the fuck that could mean. I don't know. Dr. Dreadlock and Naughty. This video is bad. You are going to fucking mold. But yeah, if you haven't seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I'm going to tell you right now, get off stream and go watch it. All right? Go watch that show. It'll be spoiled for you. I'm going to talk about spoilers.
There has never been a show like Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It brought back to life a AAA game that, despite all of its messages of the evils of capitalism, was in many ways ruined by being rushed out of the door by greedy corporate interests. Sure, its problems were later fixed, but by then the hype around it died out.
Boss, the unedited Cine call is crazy. I need it sent to me, please. Is it that really long Leo Convoy video?
A shame. A game series like this had such potential with so many people waiting for it to come out. Wait, actually, how long have people been waiting for it to come out? Holy crap, you chooms have been waiting 8 years for this, and it sucked too. Well.
Okay. Why does Jar sound different? Okay. Chat, I'm going to say something. He sounds kind of zesty. He sounds kind of zesty. Is that a joke we're keeping up now? Is that a thing we're doing now? He's a zesty guy. I know we talked about Jar being a little more bisexual, but Dr. Dreadlock sounded a lot more than a roommate, right? Diesel, don't say it. It's Black History Month. They need a gaycation, huh?
Okay, I'm being a little hyperbolic, but come release day, it seemed almost as buggy as Fallout 76. Fans were disappointed. People wanted their money back. Like, bro, they spent 8 years on this crap. You think they could have afforded a bottle of Raid or something? But Duke Nukem Forever did it, so I guess anything's possible. It sucks because most of the hype for the game died before it could be polished up and properly enjoyed. Like, imagine you're about to have a 4-course meal at a nice restaurant and then they hit you with the appetizer. You know what I'm saying? Like, people had so much wind in their
Dude, this entire video is just dead air about fucking Cyberpunk taking a long time. It's been a minute of you saying Cyberpunk took a long time to come out.
For the series, and the developers were trying to patch the ship up before it sank into a sea of disappointed and apathetic fans. People moved on real quick, bro, especially when Elden Ring came along. Nah, the shit was done when my boy John Eater rolled up and... Damn, bro, he really do that? And then Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came along, so you know any...
What does this have anything to do with anything? I don't think... why is he saying that? Why is he saying that Dr. Dreadlock could out-debate anybody when Jar... Dude, this is so bad, dude. This sucks. This video sucks.
Up when people started...
Is he using Tool as a background music? No, it's Cyberpunk music from the game.
Main cast. Anyway, Cyberpunk was on life support at this point. Like, those advertisers were going hard, trying to pull people's interest back into a dying game. Thankfully, CD Projekt Red actually listened to the feedback they were getting and started racing to fix the bugs in their game. They had the devs rolling hard, like Cyberpunk had a Trauma Team premium subscription or something. And it still wasn't enough. You know, actually, I wonder if this is going to be common practice. Like, oh no, sales of our game went to shit. Better make a hit series TV show while we hire someone to fix the game. It's possible, given how many video game companies are always trying to rush games.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners was in production during the production of Cyberpunk 2077. It was planned to come out, you know, before all these bugs existed. It just so happened that it was that good that it didn't matter.
Things out in time for Christmas on some we'll fix it later type shit. Like, just give me a lump of coal instead, son. Now, if you haven't seen Cyberpunk Edgerunners, then go watch it. Bro, why did you click on this video? I'm about to hit you with some spoilers. There's a lot of death inside.
Dude, he's so zesty. He's so zesty, dude. Have you guys seen Super Crooks, by the way? Super Crooks is very good. It's another one that I saw recently that was base.
Cyberpunk Edgerunner.
A great superhero anime.
See a cyber psycho getting wasted in the first scene. But not as hard as David's mom, though. Just goes to show you, no one in the main cast is safe. Like, look how they did my boy Pillar. You know, after that, the audience was on edge waiting to see who got ice next. Which brings us to Miles. Miles was holding the whole...
Diesel, can you rate commentary YouTubers on Zesty vibe scale? Listen, peak Zest is like Emrow, Lyrics, Augie.
whole crew together. Like,
Kristen Ark as well. Kristen Ark is up there.
You took one look at him and knew he was packing some serious chrome. Even though he had cool factor and spades, guy was definitely off his meds for half. Mans kept chroming up, then had a psychotic breakdown when his girlfriend died. David comes in and Mal's just like, nah, little man, you on your own. then light
What the fuck? This video is just him explaining what happens in the fucking TV show, dude.
the whole building, killing everyone but David. Oh, and also the Fortnite reskin of Lucy dies. And usually when a member of the cast dies, it's supposed to be tragic, but all I gotta say is...
I can't fucking remember some of their names, dude. I can't remember some of their names. I remember the designs. I remember David, Lucy, and Rebecca. That's it.
Based.
Yeah, I've been listening to Cyberpunk, no coincidence. It's very good. I'm super Cyberpunk pilled. Cyberpunk Red is my favorite TTRPG, hands down.
End up thinking Lucy is going to die too when she ends up getting captured by Adam Smasher. But David gets mad and shit starts popping off. See, David goes the whole series thinking he's built different. And then Adam hits him up, starts embarrassing him, and in the process whacks...
I honestly don't think any of these people that do media criticism know anything about media. I'm sorry to like whip my fucking like film degree dick on the table, but like holy shit, guys. Right? The entire purpose of Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Cyberpunk 2077 and everything that's been happening post 2076 in the setting, right? Before that, if we're talking about the time of the Red and everything in that setting, that's practically a different setting. But in the 70s, the 2070s for Cyberpunk, the entire theming of literally most all of the media that has been produced, I haven't read all of it. It's like a Trauma Team comic book I haven't read. It's all about the idea of quiet life or a blaze of glory. That's like the main ethos and theme of what it is to be an edge runner, right? An edge runner lives on the edge. They live the edge between life and death. The bar that edge runners operate out of is the afterlife. It is a metaphor for where you go when you die, because they realize as edge runners, you're already dead, right? All the characters in edge runners realize that they run a risk in their entire life, right, doing this job, but that the thrill, the money, and the success means so much to them that they're willing to take a risk for that. That's what happens to V and Jackie at the beginning of 2077, right? They get the big one, and the big one takes them to the major leagues where they matter, right? So they want to matter. They want to have a blaze of glory. They want to live a life that means something, that matters, where people recognize their name, right? It's this idea. It is the entire cyberpunk setting of Night City is the idea of like, what would it take for you to get to fame? Would you risk it all? Would you do that all? If so, then you'll do this. This is a quick way to get it, right? It's this idea in like, it's a critique of capitalism, but it's specifically the edge runner lifestyle is a critique of those people that want to reach the upper echelons of capitalism through means that are dangerous, right? So edge runners are like Logan Paul. They want to reach this success, to be the 1% by just doing something amazing and being cool, right? That's what they want, right? So every time one of these characters goes to do that, they are being like Logan Paul. They're being like an influencer. There's even a class in Cyberpunk Red that is an influencer. You can play a media, and that is literally an influencer, and their special ability is that they can influence people, right? So it's like you have these characters that want to reach this like penultimate goal of success in capitalism that they have decided for themselves through the marketing, through the world that they live in, that this is what they want, right? David is like 17 to 18 throughout the course of the series, right? David's life, he dies. He's a teenager. But this entire time, he sold this idea that he can be successful, he can be rich, that his life can matter, right? He doesn't need to be a corporate drone. He can be somebody who people remember, right? So he risked it all, and it costs him everything, right? But Lucy represents the other end of that. She's like, I want to be successful, but I don't want to be remembered. I want to go off and live a life. At the beginning of it, she wants to go out in a blaze of glory. I don't care. Nothing matters. She's very nihilistic. She loves David, and because she loves David, she realizes that a quiet life or a blaze of glory doesn't fucking matter. What really matters is that she's with the one she loves, right? And when you get to the end of Cyberpunk 2077, you have a few ending choices, right? Some of those are the blaze of glory life, right? The only life path ending to Cyberpunk 2077, where it is presumed that you do not die, is the one where you realize this shit doesn't fucking matter, and then you leave Night City with the person that you love, right? So it's the entire thing. It's just a critique of that exact theme, right? Maybe the next Cyberpunk game will be different, but that is a lot of what this last one was about and what most of the media is about, okay? And David isn't even really remembered in the grand scheme of things outside of like a drink in the afterlife. But in that subculture, in that world, that's what matters, right? So he doesn't become like somebody who matters in society, but he matters to the other edge runners, which is what he valued, right? But like, I can't understand that like every time we get into this, it's like some of these guys don't understand what the entire purpose of it, right? Like the DLC ending is about you becoming a faceless name in the crowd. Yeah. After burning brightly. Yep. Yep.
Rebecca for good measure. I know for a fact that Rebecca is a lot of people's favorite, so seeing her post-impact dead with parts of her brain splattered on the pavement had to be horrifying. The fight finishes with Smasher pointing a gun at presumably...
Is this entire
story
thing
was
just
destined
him...
to end with a shot to the head after all. Just not from Smasher. Peep the intro one more time. Like,
Naughty PFP.
What's that? That's not Adam Smasher, bro. Adam Smasher walks around butt-ass naked, chrome butt cheeks exposed for all to see. The only thing you're gonna catch him wearing are black Air Forces and a Yankee with no brim. Jokes aside, the dude who will finally waste David isn't Adam. The clothes, or lack of clothes, are wrong. The head shape's off. Even the gun is completely off. Like, these aren't nitpicks. Bro looks closer to OJ than Adam Smasher. So I don't think it makes sense to take the gunshot to the head literally, of which we never see the aftermath. But not take the intro on what happened literally when we can see what happens to David right there. Rewinding a bit, we gotta look at motives. Arasaka got mountains of testing data from David's fight with their goon.
I'm sorry, is Professor Dreadlock has like a actual, like is like a computer scientist or something, right? Like actually a computer scientist? Because he should stick to that. This is literally just a summary. This is literally just a summary.
It's like, I'm sorry, but David caught them all lacking, bro. Like, look at this. Look at it, bro.
This is literally him just explaining what happens.
No way they're letting him go to waste. I mean, it's not like they don't already have a history. Both of these things in mind for later. He just punches Woody over here when we know he could have easily killed him. Deals with Lucy's hacking its...
This is literally just an explanation of what's happening.
So they would still be too late. While it's true that traumatization...
Is the OP not supposed to be symbolic? Yes, it is supposed to be symbolic.
Promises that time normally for Platinum members, that's actually to our benefit. Because that range is taking into account the entirety of Night City. You might be around the outskirts and still need a medevac. Their fight took place near the center of the city, at Arasaka Tower. They probably...
Well, is this guy just gonna keep explaining what happens in the fucking show? Jesus Christ, 11,000 people wasted their fucking time watching this. Holy shit. What the fuck? What a waste of fucking time. Oh my god. I thought Professor Dreadlock was gonna say something interesting that I could yell at. That's the only reason I clicked on it. That's the only reason I clicked on it. So he's as media illiterate as Jar. Yes. I don't know what the title of the video even means. It literally has nothing to do with the video. Insane. A lot of people misunderstand what the figure represents. The figure is supposed to be Night City itself, showing that Night City itself killed David. Night City is routinely described as a meat grinder. It's also routinely described as a person as well, so... Oh my god. Dreadlock should stick to being Jar's girlfriend. The Jar Archives, original Cine Bear video, interview with Cine Bear, the call with, okay.
So a quick
We're moving to Jar Tent. We're moving to Jar Tent.
intro before this all starts to play, starting with the warning on the screen. Look up from your tablet, artists. Come on, gotta look at that warning. There.
Thank you, Leo.
I was going to make a video talking about a recent document that was released.
So wait, okay, pause. Jar Susie call that creepy. What about this is really is this just a retreading of everything that we've experienced before? Or is this different?
about me, but the situation has gotten much more serious as I realize the damage that I've caused.
Another person in the ArtCC has been outed as a bad person. Gee, that's surprisingly new. In other news, there's gonna be a sunrise tomorrow morning.
Diesel, it's different. Okay.
Before I begin, I would like to make some disclaimers regarding this video. Number 1. One of the subjects involved in this video goes by a different name than they used to, due to identifying under a different name and gender. If you know the user by the name of Birdie within the animation meme community from years ago, a drama I actually made reference to...
New norm animation meme. Trigger warning, whoa. I need to go click on that. I need to go watch that. New norm animation meme. Should I be skipping to the call? Should I be skipping to the call chat? This is just Five Nights at Freddy's. This is just Five Nights at Freddy's. This is literally just Afton. This is literally Gacha life. I'm literally just saying things. What is this shit? Okay, alright. Whatever. AI can never replace this.
In my last video, which I to this day do not know anything about, then you should know they now go by he, they pronouns, and they have changed their name to Jack. This is the ArtCC. Half the people in it are trans. When talking about their drama, I will refer to them as
It's a weird
Bernie.
way to like out yourself, Jar. God, I'm really tempted to just like skip this because it's so long.
But for the rest of the video, I will call them Jack as that is what they wish to be called. Number 2, this video is going to be monetized. I'm only going to use some of the money to pay the thumbnail artist and the editor of the video, but the rest of the money will go to Jack's GoFundMe to help them with their situation. If you would like to donate to the GoFundMe yourself, a link to it will be down below in the description and the pinned comment, along with a link to another GoFundMe to help save my friend's family restaurant. I know it doesn't seem like the time for it, but I promised my friend I would shout it out in every single video until we raise the money for it. I'm bringing all of this up so people don't scream at me in the comments, "You're monetizing something serious serious, how dare you? And number 3, some of the stuff you may hear me talk about in this video will be a bit troubling to some, but I am going to keep my wording simple and brief, and show evidence that will be highly censored. The evidence I gathered are from 2 documents, and I am also linking them in the description down below so you can see them for yourself, but please look with caution. Anyways, let's get on with the video.
Is this Leo Convoy drawing? How do you get the undoctored calls? How did Leo get the undoctored calls?
Hello? Oh, I saw your thing go green. Hello?
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Dead air Andy over here.
Okay, so first thing I want to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
Kind of dead inside.
That sounds about
get
right.
the fuck out of here.
Like, you seem like you've been through quite a bit of a roller coaster lately. So, here's my first question, if you don't mind if I begin. Do you mind if I begin?
Am I being recorded?
Actually, sure, I'll ask that. Would you be okay if I record you?
He would record you whether or not you gave consent or not, dude.
I record all my calls with people, just so you know, just in case.
I guess it should be fine.
Okay, so for my first question is, did you actually, like, look at the docs at all?
The first one, yes. The second one, I didn't get a chance to. It was made, so that Jack could upload his video, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay,
I'm pretty sure it came out the same day as me making my... Like, the one that, Eno made, I'm pretty sure, was made on the exact same day that I recorded my apology video.
And Eno is the 14-year-old, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my first question. I looked at the first doc. Like, I desperately looked all over the first doc. I don't see any grooming going...
Stupid.
Oh, yeah. Like, Cindy had her avatar in sexual poses, and I was like, yeah, have you not seen Naruto or any PG-13 anime? Like,
no, I think a lot of that document was just complete horseshit, honestly. There were, of course, there were, like, some things that I do think were problems, like the actual issues, but
Secret Q
a lot of
string.
it was just bullshit.
Yeah, like I was looking at that, and I was like, this is so much nothing. Like, okay, sure, there's some stuff in here, but like 90% of it was just
I need to
nothing.
play
Like,
an
you
auto
saying,
battler.
oh,
I'm too
this fan
fucking
art someone made for
stupid
me
to
is
do
sexy. It's like, oh,
two
no,
things
like,
at the
she
same
said
time,
sexy. I heard
chat. Hold
the
on.
word sexy in a fucking Shrek movie when I was a kid. Like, oh no. Okay, so question 1. Let's just go in the order I asked you them. Did you take your apology down, and if so, why?
I privated it because I'm making a video kind of going over why I don't believe I'm actually a groomer.
Oh wow! Why don't you
believe
think? Why don't you think you're a groomer? It's because there's legitimately no evidence of you grooming. Is that why you think that?
Oh boy, Jar.
I
get on the grind.
I will be completely honest. I didn't even consider it to be grooming.
Yeah,
until Jack
leading
told me it
question,
was.
Your Honor.
Oh my fucking god! Of course you did. Of course you did. Because like, here's the thing. I looked through both docs. Okay, were you talking appropriately? Yes. Were you grooming? No. So let me go off topic. Cinny, are you? Can I call you Cinny? Is that how you say your name?
Yeah, it's Cinny.
Okay, I might accidentally call you Sunny by accident, but I'll try to call you Cinny. So Cinny, like, let me ask you something. Are you you're straight, right?
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah. What? Now I'm straight too.
You're straight. Yeah. Okay, Jar. You're straight. All right, Jar. Holy shit. Interview equals chatting with friends. Well, I keep a really casual tone in my interviews as well. It's not like an interrogation, right? But like, that was like very clearly a super leading question. Oh my god.
If I was going to groom someone, I don't know.
Like,
I would probably groom someone who was,
from,
you know,
from the outright, he was like starting this with the intent to like, yeah, she's innocent.
the gender I was attracted to and not the gender I was attracted to, because like you were talking, as far as I'm aware, Cindy is a female, correct?
I'm female, yes.
No, sorry, Eno is a female, correct? I got the names mixed up.
NO is AFAB, yeah.
AFAB. Okay, so yeah, have you ever dated a woman?
When I was 15.
Of course you did.
And I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend when I was 16 because I realized.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, these are children.
I didn't love her like that because I realized I don't.
You didn't love anything. You were 16.
You were just a bit bi-curious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Once I kissed an Italian guy, but that's not important right now.
What? I'm sorry. What? What? I need to hear that at normal speed.
You were just a bit bi-curious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Once I kissed an Italian guy, but that's not important right now. So...
Dude, he's like breathing really heavy. It's like he just did a run.
I got the question 2 out of the way. Wait, did I? Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
asked
When
if
you, did you look at the doc before you made your apology?
Like I said, the first document addressing Cinebaro 3, I did like look over it a little bit. I wasn't able to get through the entire thing in one go. I was too busy. But the second document I didn't even know existed until after Jack made his video. I'm pretty sure that the document that NO made was made just so that Jack could make his video.
Okay. So was the person who made the first doc?
He met an Italian guy on
when you were,
gaycation.
dating a 17-year-old while you were 19.
I keep seeing people saying that we were dating. We weren't dating.
I honestly don't know about that situation. Like,
Dude, why did it pull up my Steam library? What is this?
When you were 19, what's the situation with you and the 17-year-old? I just want to make this clear. I was one of those guys who defended Call Me Carson when the same shit happened, so you don't have to worry about saying anything.
But what do you... Whoa, the Call Me Carson situation is completely different from this. Are you kidding me? Those are two completely unrelated things.
Straight as diesel.
Sorry, my cat's like screaming in the background. She wants something, but so way back when I like became friends with someone named Pee-wee. I guess now they go by Bug Spray. I just keep calling them Pee-wee because that's like ingrained in my brain. That's just who they are to me. But
Dude, I met Pee-wee Herman.
I don't know, man. Like we kind of just like, I didn't realize that we only talked for a week before it got weird, but we were just like both being sexual like toward each other. And then, like, they offered to help me move out by moving in with me. And I wanted very badly to leave my parents' place, so we went through, like, a lot of planning. And then one day they just ghosted me, and I had to work out other arrangements in order to move out.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple days after they ghosted me, they made like a public YouTube video exposing me. And, like, they leaked, like, a shit ton of the art I sent them. Which,
yeah, and someone made a video defending you, and that video got, like, 300,000 views or some shit, right?
I don't know how many views it got, but I'm assuming you're talking about the video that Soph the Neko made.
I think it was
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Of course. He always thinks about views and context of everything. He's, like, very brain rotted with that. There we go. I got something to keep you entertained, chat. Dancing vegetables.
I did not want to cover the situation because I didn't want to draw attention to the things that got leaked. I was so fucking embarrassed.
Hey, that makes sense. Like, it's embarrassing when you have your private messages leaked. But more importantly,
yes, it is, Jar. Yes, it is.
The person who made the first doc, like the old doc about you with the 17-year-old, are
dude, what is wrong with my fucking mouse?
New doc now.
There we go.
I don't think so. Also, what was there one that came out before addressing Cinebaro 3, or are you just talking about that one?
I heard that the same person. I just heard this recently, like today. Someone told me that, oh, the same person who is calling Cinebear out in their doc was the same person who is getting onto their case like a year ago when they were 19 and talking with a 17-year-old. And I wanted
Did
to run
Jar
by you to
win?
see if you knew anything.
Yeah, if he posts
I
one
don't
more
think so,
time,
no.
Jar will win.
The person who made the Addressing Cinevero 3 document was like a really old, like, ex-friend. I don't know. I don't know how to explain, like how much they just don't exist in my brain.
Okay. Well, is Eno friends with the person who made the first doc?
I'm not aware of them even like knowing of each other's existence. I mean, obviously, I think I'm gonna call him Bunny. I'm pretty sure Bunny like probably knows about Eno, but I don't think Eno knows who Bunny is. Bunny is the person who made the doc.
Okay.
And sorry for going on a tangent. I thought you wanted me to at least try to explain what the Pee-wee thing was.
Sure. Go for it.
No, I already did.
Oh, the 17-year-old. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I here's the thing. I don't give a fuck if you fucked a 17-year-old because like Romeo and Juliet laws.
Oh my god. Did you see the Mally call? No, I haven't seen that yet.
Your age gap, both teenagers. I defended Call Me Carson doing the same shit, so I cannot bash you for what
Again,
Call Me
he
Carson
keeps,
did because
I hate how he keeps using old drama as like his reasoning for his like opinion in this one, when they're two very clearly different situations. Okay, and it's like not reasonable to relate the two at all.
defended him. If I did that, I would look like a massive hypocrite. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and at least from what I can tell from the messages, there was no indication from on my end that you were trying to get with a 14-year-old romantically.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but like with the way people are talking about this, they're making you seem like the next ADP, the next Cosmodor, or whoever the fuck. Like,
dude, my mouse is all fucking weird right
this
now.
is like the important question I want to ask you. What like pushed you in to like saying like, hey guys, I'm sorry, I groomed a minor. I'm leaving my channel that I've worked so many years on because of yeah. So what was the thought process there?
I had like a thing in my head where I was just like, oh, this is what like seems like the best option just to keep everyone happy and
The
safe,
Mally
I guess.
call made me hate Dreadlock so much more. Like, Jar's bad. He's just so like worse. Well, is it really that astoundingly bad? 1,000 years of just a robot Morty. Dude, I gotta be honest, I didn't even want to call this stream like a Just a Robot stream. I'm just like, I don't fucking give a shit, dude. I don't want to fucking... But like, I was like, whatever, I might as well. But like, I'm gonna be stuck covering this fucking guy forever.
It was mostly me trying to earn back Jack's trust.
He's a mean
by
gay.
being open and honest with the people, like with my own audience.
Oh my god.
but you weren't honest with them. You said you groomed someone, and I don't...
I thought I did.
Okay, here's the thing, and here's was the first big red flag to me. At first, I thought this was pretty cut and dry. You got accused, docs were made, there's so much evidence in the doc, they're so long, you must have done it because you admitted to it. So I was working on my video, and then I thought, I just had that feeling, the same feeling I got when the Peaches drama started, the same feeling I got when the Spockter drama started. It's that feeling I get in the back of my neck that just tells me something's not right here. And I thought about it, and I was like,
well, you got that feeling because you were horny, and you want to fuck her. Because you don't have a girlfriend. She's fake. I know everybody says she's real and that they've seen her, but I don't care. I refuse to believe she's anything but a beard.
Cosmodor did not admit to grooming.
At one point, Dr. Dreadlock tells Jar that he can sit down while he argued on his behalf. Oh my god.
Until it was too late. Neither EDP to this day has not admitted to doing anything wrong. Groomers don't fucking admit to it. So I thought to myself, why would she admit to it? I can't even think of a single groomer who just flat out said, yep, I did it. And and then I started thinking, maybe I should reach out to you and have a chat with you. So you think you, like, I don't think you groomed anyone. Like, that's just how I feel about this situation. Because, like, what you did was inappropriate. You shouldn't have done that. But I don't think you're Cosmodor level. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're working on a response to everything, is that right?
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, it's going to be an uphill battle. You made things really bad for yourself by making that apology.
I realize that.
Yep. And here's the thing. As much backlash as you're getting right now, Spockers and Peaches was surprisingly worse, so I think you have a chance of getting out of this.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, what's the plan with you and Jack?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
Someone tell Diesel about the kiss in Leo's video. You guys are making shit up. You guys are literally making things up, and I would believe you.
Fuck. I can see what he posts on Twitter. I can tell he's not my friend.
I would say the same. I don't think that's what friends say about one another.
God, he
Dude,
jumped
he's so
fucking far.
disingenuous.
He's calling
I
me
sent
a
you
pedophile.
timestamps.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
was that for
but I've seen other
the
stuff.
Okay, so
I
that's
saw
for
it, like,
this call. Yeah, but I
was
don't
at
want to
work,
skip
goddammit,
everything.
and I saw
you
him
know?
say some shit like, live and suffer, pedo bear. Like, I plan on having this story in my video, but I think it's so jarring because he left before I even came home from work. Like, I came home from work and he was just gone. And then sorry, what?
It's just, it's funny to hear.
That's such a weirdly forced laugh from Jar too, right? Like there's something I know he's not like an evil mastermind. He's a fucking buffoon, but like, there's just something so like forced about his behaviors. It's like he is a robot. I know he's just a robot, but you know, you missed a lot by skipping the original City video. I really. Am I really missing out on something there? Can I get a Spark Notes version, please?
For once. It's funny to hear a woman say that for once. Like, Jesus.
I came home from work and he was gone. And then the next morning, the police came to my apartment.
Dude, you know what kind of nerdy guy Jar is? In high school, do you guys ever remember like sitting behind a guy who like he'd scratch his hair and then you'd see all the big flakes of dandruff appear on his shoulders, right? And it'd be big and his hair was a little greasy, a little unkempt, right? And he would always be wearing like a solid color shirt, right? And it was just like, right? And he would go to like anime club and shit.
No.
For a wellness check, not for anything.
He's like a guy I've seen in real life. Okay.
I woke up to like the police at my door, and they were just like, "Hey, heard something was going on with you. Your friend called us here," and I was like, "Oh." And then I looked at my phone and I saw that like my real life friend tried calling me multiple times, and Jack tried calling me multiple times, and I texted like both of them, and my real life friend didn't know that the police were coming, so I figured they didn't call them, so it had to be Jack. I told Jack like, "Oh, the police came by." And he was like, "Yeah, we thought you were dead."
This
lol.
duck is
Like,
kicking my
he said
ass.
LOL at the end of his message, and then he never texted me ever again. And I was like, "Oh, this is good because this means he's upset with me, but he still cares about me. That's good. He wants to make sure I'm alive." And then like I went to work, and in the middle of my shift, I saw that he made like a big like Twitter thread, basically mocking me. Like he bragged about stealing my friends from me. And
Teasel, you just described me in middle school minus the hair. See, but it was middle school. You got out of it, you know? You moved on to something else in your life.
And he said, like, you know, live and suffer, pedo bear. And then he, like, posted a picture of, like, a hat that he left on my pillow when he left. Like, it was a hat that said groom on it.
Actually, that's something I've been meaning to
He had
ask
a hat that said groom on it? That's kind of fucking insane.
you. So, like, they accused you of touching them inappropriately.
Yeah, fuck him for even, like, insinuating that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get real here. Professor Dreadlock!
There's no fucking way he calls Professor Dreadlock in. There's no way he calls Professor Dreadlock in. What? That's insane. He's calling his boyfriend in for the layup, dude.
Get in here, Professor Dreadlock! I need you for something!
What?
Oh, he's taking a shit right now, never mind.
Oh,
Okay, I was gonna bring him in, and, like, here's the thing. Me and Professor Dreadlock, we're best buddies, and we're romantic with each other. We slap each other on the ass every now and then.
Your romantic brother. You are so... You need a gaycation, dude. He needs a gaycation. He needs a gaycation. Why is Jar always talking about poop? Is Jar a fart guy? A poop guy? What's up with him? All right. Best friends. They slap each other's asses, dude.
Then we spook each other.
You
we don't
spook each other? What are you talking about? You spook each other. Oops, I'm just slipping it in your butt, Jar. Wild.
each other in the crotch, but we do pretty much everything else. And like when I heard that, I was just like, you know, I know Jack goes by he, him, but like their sex is they're an AFAB, and
yeah, he's AFAB.
Yeah, so two women living with each other, they're gonna. I don't know what it's like with two women living with each other, but I can tell you, as a guy who lives with another guy, we sometimes touch each other a bit inappropriately.
What does that even mean, dude? What does that mean? What are you on about? I need to close some of these tabs. Maybe that's what's causing me issues. There we go.
I think it should have been like a red flag to literally everyone when Jack showed like me screaming at him like through text, saying, "I always asked you if it was okay, and you said yes," and like no one mentioned that or like said anything about that.
Well, you need to understand this corner of the internet. They're fucking idiots. They will believe what they're told until they're shown the opposite. I mean, come on, you've seen this with the Spockner drama. You've seen this with the Peaches drama. Prismate Luke literally put up screenshots that contradicted what he said, and people went, "Yep, that seems legit to me."
I'm a little thrown off that like the commentators aren't like looking at that.
Actually, that's what I've been meaning to ask you. Aside from me, has anybody reached out to you?
Was she gonna puke there? Like, what was going?
Two YouTubers contacted me and like asked me questions, but no one else. Yeah, it was
Okay, so I'm literally the first person who was like, "Hey, I don't think you're as bad as what
You're the
everybody else is
second
saying."
Well, you're saying that you reached out and said, "I don't think you're that bad." Like when you cover stuff, you just gotta go in from like a neutral perspective, dude.
the first person was Kumo.
Hey, hello?
What? Oh, can you not hear me? Oh shit.
Was he listening to stuff at the same time? What the fuck was that?
I think I can hear you now.
Right.
Say something.
Hello.
Bro, what the fuck is going on here? Let me check my audio settings. Yes, headphones.
Dude, professional creator jar, guys.
How much my kid want me rock? Well. I think I'm done. Dog, you not gonna eat your veggie? Okay, fix my headphones.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me? No, he was scrolling TikTok, bro. What's going on?
Phones.
Long.
Sorry that took forever.
It's alright.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my headphones are really bad. If I knock my headphones a little bit, like I lose all the audio connection. It's like, yeah, I need to get these things replaced. So aside from me, like no one else has reached out to you and said, "Hey, I don't think you're literally the next EDP 445."
Dude, Jar's trying to he's trying to like the way he's like talking about it is like, I'm the only one who's gotten into this. I'm the only one who's really gotten into this. Like he thinks so highly of himself, and he's such a fucking moron that it's astounding how stupid he is, right? Like the level of like, I've never seen a man so intellectually like deranged. He's obsessed with EDP. It's his autistic fixation. Okay, cut him some slack.
One YouTuber did.
And what's his name?
Kumo.
Of course, it's Kumo. Like I have my own issues with the guy, but like, it sounds like sometimes he could be skeptical in the right.
Every
area.
time he smacks his lips, I think of JC Denton. What a good guy. What a rotten way to die.
And you know what? I think it was skeptical in the right area because, like, I've heard rumors that you two were collabing together, but I watched his video and I was like,
"Fuck!" I just scrolled away an actual thing I needed.
He's trying to help me like make my video as good as it can be.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
he's
like,
trying to help
collab,
me make
just,
my
like, he's looking
video
for
as good as it can be.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I was so ready to tear into you, and this was the day. This was the day I was going to upload it unlisted for my Patreon supporters, and it was gonna go live tomorrow. But then I decided to fact check one more time, just make sure everything was correct. And I've had this feeling for a while, like something isn't right. And after looking at everything, I realized okay, what you did was bad, very bad. If you were, you better thank your vagina. If you had.
What a weird thing to say, dude. What a weird thing to say.
A pee-pee, you would be, oh man, it would not be good for you if you had a pee-pee.
Oh man.
What a weird way to describe that, dude. Ew. Jar, if you say the word pee-pee, I'm gonna take your cock, twist it, and rip it off.
Yeah, but people are more forgiving when women do this. I mean, we've tried so many times with women. Like we gave you guys the right to vote. 10 years later, Great Depression. Coincidence? I think not.
Dude, he's got like 10 jokes in the pipe, and he's always shooting the same jokes, thinking it's gonna win somebody over, dude. It is so pathetic. Holy shit.
God.
Dude, it's
But
like
yeah,
he's
I
like
don't
a
think you're a
Beavis
groomer.
and
I think
Butthead character,
you were,
dude.
your friend who you lived with for years convinced you that you were a horrible person. You started thinking you were a horrible person, and you cracked underneath the pressure and decided to say something in a video that made you look really, really, really bad. And I'm guessing you didn't fully grasp what the word groomer meant, right?
I think anyone who was watching my videos might be able to discern that, because
if you could be so lucky. Do you know how dumb these people are?
In my
He really thinks he's a fucking genius, dude. He really thinks he's a fucking genius. Holy shit.
So Jack,
He needs some like chapstick or something, or like some water. It's like he got on this call right after having a glass of Dr. Dreadlock's milk.
I think Jack doesn't understand what grooming is, and I've been getting a lot of my information from him, because one of the things that I know I've said that was incorrect was like, so Jack keeps saying that he was groomed by Kitty Dog when he was 12 and Kitty Dog was 14, and I believed him.
Okay, this...
And he sighs because it's like, oh, I already know what I'm going to say, but I need to act like I'm surprised or digging into it. I don't even know if he's deliberately malicious, but he gives off the vibe of being like deliberately malicious in like his attitude and his like tone of how he goes through things, right? Like I don't think he's a genius. I think he's a fucking moron buffoon, right? But I do feel like Jar does do that. Are we just re-listening to the original Jar Cine interview? Well, this is apparently like the unedited thing, and like Leo Convoy took everything and he just put out the originals, which apparently there were changes to the original Jar video. So apparently the original was worse, right? And so it's like, this is the Jar archives.
I don't want to downplay his experience in like that he was traumatized. I just, now that I'm like going to therapy and shit, I don't think it was grooming actually. That doesn't sound fucking right. God. And I feel fucking stupid for like making a video and defending that point.
Okay, you know how the only interaction we had ever was when I commented on your Spockter video?
Yeah.
Okay, in that video you said you were moving in with Birdie. And like, when I heard you bring that up, I was like, haha, well, this is going to be entertaining in a year.
Oh.
No, that's exactly what I thought, because I was like, oh, two ArtCC people underneath the same roof. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, well, for you and Dr. Dreadlock, it's that you guys became gay lovers, but you know.
Fuck.
Yeah, sorry I didn't warn you sooner. Honestly, I thought you would throw Jack underneath the bus first. Honestly, I thought it would happen the reverse way.
No. God. This entire situation just sucks.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I've been in your shoes. Peach has been in your shoes. Spockter has been in your shoes. The only thing I'm going to tell you is this: once you're out of this situation, don't fuck up again. Like, don't fuck up like Spockter and Peaches did. Like, here's the thing: when it comes to the Spockter situation, the dude got.
Dude, he really, really feels he's the main character, dude. He's the main character, bro. Holy shit. I really don't like him. I really don't like him. I know other people are like, oh, he's cringe, blah, blah, blah. I hate him. I hate him. It's very simple, right? Everybody's like, oh, his content's bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's a lolcow idiot, all that shit, right? And they do, like, the content creator thing for why they like him. No, on a pure base human level, I hate him. With a vitriolic just poison in my veins, I hate him. Okay? Like, if it was me and him on a boat and I would survive if I shot him, I would shoot him. But he's such an asshole. Like, he's such a fucking pompous piece of shit. Like, I do not like his vibe, his attitude, how he goes through life, like everything about him. From the way he talks, the way he breathes. Okay, Jesus Christ, to quote Kendrick.
Canceled for being a pussy. Like, if I was in that same situation as him, I would have been like, oh yeah,
I mean, if you had to shoot anyone to survive, wouldn't you? No, there's enough food for both of us. I'm just being selfish.
I stumbled upon it. looked through all the multiple folders I had on it, saw the 13-year-old nudes, freaked out, ripped it out, stomped on it.
Whoa, whoa.
That's a Peach's situation. Don't fuck up again. Like, don't fuck up like Spockter and Peaches did. Like, here's the thing. When it comes to the Spockter situation, the dude got canceled for being a pussy. Like, if I was in that same situation as him, I would have been like, oh yeah, I stumbled upon it, looked through all the multiple folders I had on it, saw the 13-year-old nudes, freaked out.
If I had CP, I would have done it differently. what is that?
Ripped it out, stomped on it, and flushed it down my toilet. I'm not a predator. I just held onto those nudes and deep within folders, and that's what happened to me. Oh well, guess I'll keep uploading like I normally did. But
Okay,
instead he
but
was like,
if you and Jar were alone and he was on fire and the only way to put it out and save him was to pee on him, would you?
No. I'd get the fucking marshmallows out.
no, I'm gonna run away and make people think I'm a predator, like fucking idiot.
God. I remember people, like, getting really upset with me when I tried giving, like, Spockter the benefit of the doubt in my video, where I was just like, you know, maybe he just forgot about it, and then people were, like, calling me a dick writer.
Dude,
Well, you are
Super
that.
Auto
Let's
Pets
be
does
honest here. I've seen how much
not
you
like running in windowed mode.
Rude, but anyway.
Come on, you're a coomer. You're like a super coomer. Like I've seen some of the stuff you've drawn.
Don't remind me of what everyone's seen. Fuck. All right.
But I'm gonna give you some advice, okay?
No.
You don't want any advice?
Okay, fine. Damn
Okay,
it.
number one, you're gonna have to take the L on the way you were talking to the 14-year-old, but you have to make it
Oh,
clear.
no, definitely.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. There's no, like, listen, I had a 14-year-old like, hey, I'm a big fan of you, and I want to make you happy. And I was like, no, I know where this is going. This is a fucking honeypot situation. No, thank you. Not dealing with that shit.
I know that was in the call part that he uploaded, but like the fact that I can't get around how insanely like weird it is for him to say those things.
18-year-olds or older. Like, I one time said something very inappropriate to Just Stop when he was 17, and I felt fucking horrible for that. One of my thumbnail artists was 17, and I said something inappropriate to her, and I felt awful for that. Like, because you sometimes forget these people are kids, but the thing is, mistakes happen, but you can't be talking to 14-year-olds, and after that mistake happened, like when I said something inappropriate, I was like, I'm not talking to them for a few months, waiting until they turn 18 before I start talking to them again. I want to make this clear, I wasn't hitting on them or anything like that, just sometimes you say something inappropriate, and it's nothing that would get me canceled. It's just, it's an optics nightmare, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
You think he's scripting all of this to make sure he says everything he shouldn't say? I honestly don't even understand how he does what he does. He almost perpetually decides to play the wrong decision every time.
In my
video, right?
I think so.
Okay, when I said adults talk inappropriately around minors all the time, people really took that the wrong way. But like, I defended myself on my second channel in my Vincent Skullman video. I was like, my dad showed me RoboCop when I was a kid, and that movie had boobies in it. Like, inappropriate things can happen. Like, the kids are saying inappropriate stuff to each other all the time. It's not like you're not grooming a kid because you say pee-pee by accident around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with how much you coom, just I would recommend just talking to 18-year-olds from here on.
How much you coom? Dude, professional jerk-off expert over here telling people that they shouldn't jerk off around minors. Stop saying pee-pee. I hate how infantilizing he talks about adult topics, right? Like, I talk about jerking off all the time, but the way he talks about it in like such a like an elementary school way is so fucking creepy. Okay? It fucking is weird. All right? It's just strange.
Out.
No, that's kind of the conclusion I came to in my video.
Yeah. Like, just remember, just tell them, hey, hit me up again in 2 or 3 years when you're 18. I can't talk to you.
Or just don't talk to me. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful with this stuff, and you're not gonna get all your fans back. People are gonna hate on you, but that is better than people thinking that you're the next Cosmodor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Dude,
I
they
had to
just
change
don't want me
Spockter thumbnail,
using
like,
my
when I was,
mouse, bro.
Coming up to get a cupcake because I was like, oh, people might take this the wrong way, and I don't like Spockter, but I don't think he's a groomer or anything like that. So that's why I had to change the thumbnail. And I understand you've heard nothing but bad things about me. I'm pretty sure you think I'm a racist pedo yourself. At least one of those things.
I know you're not looked at in the best light, but I don't actually have any labels to attach to you.
Come on. Not even the racist one.
I'm
This guy is such a fucking main character syndrome, Andy, dude. Holy shit. God. I cannot stand him. Holy shit. God, he just wants to be like the center of it all, dude. Yeah, I genuinely think he doesn't realize that other people have internal monologues. Okay? How's the groomer the normal one? I know, right?
Too stupid. I don't I don't keep up with like all the drama. I just
Yeah, I was mostly thrown for a loop when you said you were coming back from work. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you did YouTube full time.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not
no,
no. Like, okay, not YouTube full time. But the thing is, I thought you did internet stuff full time because like commissions and all that. Because like I looked at your art style, I was like, hey, this girl draws porn for a living.
This is just making Cinny look good. I know. Can we lock Jar in a room with Scarlet Reaper and see what happens? Dude, he'll put together the best worst video on Scarlet Reaper that Scarlet has ever not done himself. Okay?
no. In fact, I'm still fuck. I'm being called a scammer because I didn't.
Part of this did leak a few months ago. This is like the full undoctored call. But people keep telling me that the Mally call is like really fucking crazy. And also I have timestamps for some other interesting stuff that comes up later. Dude, I can't fucking play Super Auto Pets. It keeps like my mouse is lagging, dude. I unironically here, I gotta fucking close it. Oh my god. Dude, my mouse works again. Balatro. Yeah, but Balatro requires too much mental preparation, dude. Alright. Put new batteries in. It is a rechargeable mouse. Let's see. Dreadlock groans in the background, and then all right, we're gonna go to like 2 hours, 20 minutes or something. Who's Susie?
Hello.
I need to know who all these characters are, dude. I don't understand who these people are. Susie is Doodle Tones. Why is that name familiar? I feel like I should know more about Doodle Tones. She is the one Medicare went after. Okay, so she's like Omega Cringe, right? Is that a diaper artist person? Oh, kill them in Minecraft.
Hello, Doodle Tones. Can you hear me?
Vaguely. I can probably hear you enough to have this conversation, though.
Okay.
Why do they sound like that?
Oh, trust me, adjusting your mic and stuff, that's not really the problem. The problem is right now I'm kind of dealing with an ear infection on top of everything else that I'm dealing with. So.
Why does she sound like that? Voice changer. Okay.
I will try to be cordial in this.
Dude,
because
Buck Bumble is in the call with just a robot.
I was going to wait till your health got better because you've been going through some stuff, and it's not that big of a deal. But, so I'll try to make it also quick because I know you have to get back to, doing your other things. And don't worry, I'm still going to give you the extra 50 once I have some extra cash laying around because, like, I think you need it with what you're dealing with.
Fair enough. So what is this exactly about that you needed to talk about?
Well, basically, I've been kind of paranoid with the Art CC as of late because I feel like there's another dogpile jar coming. But with Mal, I was a lot more upset with her because of the her complaining about a tweet comment I made and talked about it in a very entitled way. But I was exhausted from that conversation that we had yesterday. That was exhausting. But I'm not really pleased with Linlin's video. But what's more important is I'm not super happy with you or Mal being in it. Now, I'm not saying you agree with all of Linlin's points, but like I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place because like on the one hand, I disagree with pretty much that entire video, but on the other hand, if I make a response, Lin will have to deal with a lot of harassment and my fan base is crazy. So I'm trying to handle this privately behind the scenes, but that hasn't really made people budge much. And I was really not happy with the line, if you buy Hogwarts Legacy, you can't really call yourself an ally in the video. Like I was like, that's not very good PR for the trans community, in my opinion.
Apparently, just the robot's boyfriend joins this.
so I can't exactly call you on it one way or another. But
Great.
I guess
The
I know the
two
Junkie
most
thing.
annoying
Us
voices ever in one
commenting
call.
on Junkie only came out after Junkie was like exposed for being kind of
No. Me and you talking about him. Yes. Me and you. Our video on Junkie definitely came out after it.
I
brought it up on
unironically,
Junkie
I don't
and
think I have the patience for this tonight, chat. I don't think I have the patience for this tonight. I can't fucking make myself do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't. It's giving me like a fucking migraine, and I'm sitting here going, "Oh my god, this guy, I can't." This requires at least 2 beers. Oh my god. I will do a full-on jar stream again. But I think I need to tackle it with another person. I need a person to riff off of before I just sit here and bitch about how annoying it is. Do you plan on listening to the Mally call? Yes. I may drink and do it with Beckett. That does sound like a lot more fun. Oh my god, Mishi Jar stream. She'll just call him. Well, honestly, that might be really funny. Be careful. Jar might appear in her DMs too, and he might start asking to goon. And yes, I know about the wall. But I'm gonna get out of here. Plus, I'm all sweaty. It's really hot in here. I think I need to turn the heat down. All right, chat. Goodbye. I leave now.